Excellent. Everybody looks like they're at 3, which is spectacular. Um, who would like to tell us what happened last week for an additional Benny?
I can do it because I think I might need it
You
coming
might
up.
need it. Yeah, I was gonna suggest get in there.
We pressed on in our investigation of the mills that had been revealed to us by Nick finding our way to one after a shopping trip, finding our way to one outside of. I'm looking at Santa Fe, but all of a sudden I'm like, no, it's not Santa Fe, it's El Paso. And now
Amarillo.
Amarillo. Thank you. I was like, and now I'm realizing as I say those words, it's neither of them. We found the mill that was situated on top of a river flowing through, and there were a number of oddities about the way this particular mill was constructed. We didn't see a whole lot of people moving around like outside, even though our attempt to sneak was a little less than as successful as we would like. Ultimately, we entered the mill and fought some hellhounds inside. One of them survived, and I guess two of them survived. Um, one one attempted to escape by diving into the water. That did not go so well for them. And through questioning the people remaining and our own investigation, we found a number of things. One, that there was no actual like milling done here, which I think shouldn't have surprised anybody. In reality, that they were using this place to dispose of bodies that were being sent down. Bodies that were not necessarily. They were the bodies of the people who had been skinned to create flesh jackets. None of the people here were under the effects of a flesh jacket. But the actual skinning, if I'm remembering correctly, was not being done here.
That's
We did
correct.
find a room. Yeah, we did find a room that had a significant amount of blood here, but not enough to indicate that. And there was no vinegar here, but not enough to indicate that the actual work was being done here. This was just sort of a dump and disposal site. There are a number of these sites where they are disposing of the bodies, and we also found a strange diving contraption. We had originally sort of been given the impression that they were just sort of tying rocks to bodies and dumping them over, but it looks like they were being a little more specific in where they were placing the bodies. And while some of us went down to investigate, said bodies came to life. I do not, however, want to gloss over the first time that Cornelius did some gambling with the devil, trying to get a little spell going, and successfully got a divination spell through it, which answered a few of our questions about this place largely just being a way
Thank you,
station for
Cody.
bodies.
It also gave us information about a lead we have.
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of information, actually.
Um, yes, because that prompted us to say, well, do we want to check out the rest of these mills?
Yep.
Or it gave us another location entirely.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember.
The is it Jefferson?
Jefferson, New
Jefferson,
Mexico.
yeah.
Jefferson.
No, yeah, Jefferson something Thomas or something like that.
Jefferson Stacy Smith.
Stacy
That's the
Smith.
one.
Yes.
Jefferson,
Nothing like
Stacy
New
Thomas
Smith is
at
her
Mexico.
all.
He told us that Jefferson is in New Mexico.
And Stacy Smith is the name for the hole.
Yep, the whole.
The hole.
And now we are handily, easily escaping from some zombies that are without skin and tied to rocks underwater. And, we can just skip back to us getting out of the water. Actually.
One, give yourself a penny. That was fantastic. High fives to everyone else for the assists. Two, they're not entirely without skin. They do have skin from the neck up, although that's
Worse
looking pretty
somehow.
right.
Yeah.
That's also looking pretty rough because Lord knows how long these bodies have been in the water.
Underwater. Yeah. That's
Yeah. So
gross.
looking real
I'm
good.
glad I'm up here.
Right. Which I think
Sloughing.
is an excellent opportunity for us to A, revisit the map, and B, the three of you that are underwater, if you could make spirit rolls at -2 plus whatever minuses you may currently have on spirit rolls for fear checks upon
Fear
seeing
check.
these things quivering and bobbing and then reaching out for you underwater.
I need to look and see where I was in terms of power usage last time, because I am not.
I don't think you had. The combat didn't lend itself to either you or I using much in the way of powers.
Yeah, I think I just used one use of stun.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think that that sounds correct.
And I currently
I
have
keep forgetting that I have to manually reset my power points. So I'm going to use stun. I'm just going to put myself to full. I'm going to then use stun, and then I'll delete it out of the thing.
Great.
And you've currently got a numb on you. That's also giving you 10 feet of movement.
Yes.
Because that's why I'm 2 power points
okay,
down.
I'm rolling this. Just ignore that. That was just to get it to... Oh, actually, I can probably... No, because
Adam, you want everyone in the water to roll the spirit check, right?
Yeah, at -2. Looks like, Joan, you have passed. Wow, that's a great roll.
Oh, -2. Are you sure about? Are you sure about that?
That did not include the -2 for me. Let me see if I can go back and add that.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So I will spend my newfound Benny to give that another shot.
Excellent.
Oh,
There we go.
-2.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna make an attempt to see, but I don't think I'm gonna pass this.
Okay.
I believe.
Dude.
Wait,
Hey!
Wait.
Fuck
Fucking
yeah!
going
Whoa.
sicko mode.
Oh
Don't
boy,
think I'm gonna pass this. Okay.
You were sweating.
I was. I was like, it's my worst roll, please.
Also the easiest to explode, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
true.
rah.
Amazing. Great. So as these two bodies float out towards y'all to the extent that the chains allow them, Abigail and Joan steel themselves pretty quickly, as if having expected not exactly this, but something similar, knowing that you're dealing with these particular type of cultists. Thomas, you have to steel yourself a couple times, but eventually get there. And so let me create an encountering. Let's get everybody.
Perhaps Thomas sees flashbacks to a mangled body that's too familiar to him and gets scared.
So yeah, if everybody could join in, put yourself into the combat encounter, that would be great.
Ooh, I got a good card.
Confused Sumbergad and surprised Sumbergad.
Six of spades. That sounds about right for me. Yep.
Okay. Cornelius, why don't you get yourself in there as well, just in case you want to rush in at some point, based on people screaming or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Big Joan pulling the jack. Although it's not the Joker.
I
It's
don't know how much I'll be able to do down here.
Hey, I think you're gonna do quite a lot.
Look, I can swim, I can breathe, all that good stuff, but I am low on power points.
Right.
Look at the
Actually,
Voodoo Queen.
right. That is a great reminder, Thomas. If your pace is normally 6, so you can move 2 squares because
Yeah, I'm
you're
moving 3 inches. Yeah.
right. You're moving 3 inches. Abigail, because of the suit, you're moving 2 inches.
Okay.
And I don't know what Friendly's effect has, what the power effect has.
It would be 10 onto the pace before any of the negative modifiers.
Oop, this is
I'm
not the
trying
right
to
tool.
do. There we go.
So whatever your pace, or is it 10?
I'm I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what's confusing me is the pace is 6, right? So here in 10, that's a
Yeah,
lot,
it's not 10.
right? Like it might be 2 squares, which we normally think of as 10. But who knows? Look it up. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. We've got some time before Abigail gets drowned. I mean, goes. It'll be fun.
As long as they don't get in the suit.
Yeah, no, it's not 10. The pace is increased by 2.
Great.
It's
Great.
hurry, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So 8. So basically 4 is your pace while you're in the suit.
Excellent.
And this effect is on.
Mhm.
Thomas, what are you doing?
Oh, okay. I have the high card. Okay. Yeah, I see. I feel like like the water's real murky, right? And we're like making our way, and perhaps we don't like necessarily see these things right away. As one just kind of floats on its chain out for Joan. I take my slow trudging steps through the water. I'm gonna actually get up. I'm gonna use my 2 bit of movement. Sorry, I'm gonna move, and then I'm gonna give this guy the old razzle dazzle.
Yeah.
Let me tag him. These things, as they're not humans, I do kill them. But
Okay.
humans, I don't typically want to kill them. Okay, I've targeted you. I'm gonna take two actions. The first is the razzle.
Yeah.
Yes.
11 to hit.
Yeah. Let's see that damage.
Okay. Oop, I didn't roll my extra.
Oh, I sold.
I'm gonna just slap 1d6 on. Okay,
The old
so
lightning and thunder.
yeah, a total of 23. Is that 23 on the first one? Yeah. looks like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then give him the dazzle. Oh, only 6 to hit.
Yeah. The 6 will hit.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't know what their parry is. Oh, I also did not roll. I saw 6 and I was like, oh, there's no way that's a raise, but I do see the double check marks on that. I will roll my extra.
Okay.
That would explode. Because
Yeah,
I'm clicking the dice at the bottom, it doesn't.
Yep.
Okay, that also would explode. Okay, so another 15, so 25. What's that? Is that almost 50?
Yeah, it's enough that I stopped counting a while ago.
Okay.
I mean, amazing to see Thomas just absolutely obliterate this thing, and always fun, particularly in this system. Always fun. You know, we don't get critical hits, but we do get the aces, right? And seeing how long that continues and to what extent is always fun. So well
Very
worth it.
exciting.
But as you beat this thing, and upon giving it the razzle, your fist goes right through this soft, waterlogged flesh, and you literally punch off his right shoulder and the right upper part of its torso, and in so doing,
Reveal the true monster within.
well, there's now this mist of goo that emanates from this thing, which does, let me see here. Well, that's not. Both you and Joan can feel this sort of seep either through your clothes or through your plates, your metal plates, and feel it attempting to do something, but at least this goo has no effect. As you destroy this creature, however, with the dazzle, you create another cloud that does the same thing. Let me roll these dice again. Again, you can feel this just enveloping you, but has no effect. Joan,
Okay.
what would you like to do?
Is this one right next to us? That one's destroyed now.
It is destroyed. Let me move some of these things out of the way so I can mark it as defeated.
Okay. I am just going to just like kind of jet through the water and pull out a knife and just kind of try to slash this thing as I swim past it.
Okay.
Trying to remember how to target this thing.
Oh, you can hit T for target.
T.
Like if you just click it and hit
Ah,
T,
okay,
that
yeah.
it does it.
Thank you. Uh, that pulled athletics. Is it supposed to be athletics or fighting? It's my first time using this, I think.
If it's melee, then it is fight. And if you don't have fight, then you're making an unskilled attempt.
It's okay, I do have fight. A little bit of fight in me.
Excellent. Why don't you, in that ghost steel knife, since you succeeded with a raise, just roll for the damage with the additional die. Oh, man.
Oh, jeez. It's all question marks, but I know what happened.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right.
good knife. You said you weren't gonna do anything, but
It's a
come
good
on.
knife.
Who is she?
That's Ms. Broussard.
Yeah, as you slice through its left thigh and leave it sort of floating off to the side as the rest of it is now attached to the portion of the chain that is attached to its right leg. Another cloud of viscera erupts from it, and Awesome. Yeah, it is gross, but beyond being gross, not a lot of effect. Anything
That
else
is
for you?
it for me.
Okay. Friendly, you see a bunch of thrashing going around,
Mhm.
in the water. A lot of bubbles and clearly some movement going on down there. You do see these sort of clouds of darkened water moving downstream with the current, but that's about it.
Okay, well, at the moment, I'll I'll start hollering. There's no words, just general hollering as I am like continuing to pound the bellows to
Okay,
keep air going to Abby.
fantastic.
But just sort of incoherent, like,
Mhm.
"How did you get me going?" that Cornelia inside can absolutely hear.
Excellent. Um, Abigail, if you could roll me any die of your choice. Move that out of the way for a second. Any die of your choice. You will be evens and Joan will be odds. Okay, excellent. This thing is going to reach out and try and grapple you, Joan. So if you could make an athletics or agility check, that would be great. The number to beat is a 5. This thing bobs along with the current. Oh, yeah.
If the number to beat's a 5, I'll use a Benny right quick.
Great.
There we go.
Yeah, this thing bobs along with the current and reaches out for you. And there's a moment where it has wrapped a hand over your shoulder, but you are able to twist and spin out of the way so that you are free and clear. Cornelius, you are up.
I think with the limited context he has, but hearing Frendel, he is going to actively prepare to pull the lever the minute he has a coherent message.
Okay.
But that's all he's gonna do.
Gotcha. All right. Abigail, you are up.
I sure am. Just with the problems that I'm in a diving suit and don't have weapons, and none of my powers will work through the suit because that would require firing my gun. So instead, what I can do is feel around, find the contraption on my wrist that controls all the drugs going into my system. I am going to take 2 actions. I'm going to take one to increase
Get
my
high as fuck.
fighting trait. No, I am pumping myself full of adrenaline to increase my fighting skills. So I'm going to boost trait my fighting skill, and then I'm going to punch this thing.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, no action selected, but this is actually situational 2 action. Roll. Ugh, do not like that. I'll use a Benny because there we go. Okay,
There you
that's
go.
way better.
Oh,
Holy
oh,
shit.
oh, oh.
Holy shit!
Holy
Yeah, holy shit.
Fucking
I think you're 38. I think you're
Fucking
31.
fight him.
why do I hear
fucking
boss
game now.
music?
Yeah.
Cornelius hears the impact.
Well, all
Zombie
that
picked
does
the wrong women.
Fuck yeah.
that takes my fighting from unskilled. Because of the raise, it goes up by 2 ranks, so it goes up to a D6. Rather than, well, actually, you know what? I can add
Yeah, that's crazy.
skill base D6.
That is the
Skill, we'll
best
call
anybody
it
has ever injected themselves with drugs.
fighting on drugs.
I mean, I think that's too early to judge.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, no. This
We
is a
have-
2-part. This is 2 parts. The first part, nobody's done it better.
we have
I've never done it under this duress. You're right.
we have America's most deranged women with us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would like
drugs.
to use the wild attacks option,
Okay.
which adds 2 to my attacks, adds 2 to my damage, but also makes me vulnerable until the end of my next turn.
Fuck.
This
Okay.
like fighting
so
on
funny.
drugs.
Yeah. That's great because you have just pounded.
I haven't actually rolled to hit this thing yet.
Oh wait, what was the 31 then?
That was,
was the
for the
boost
weird
trait.
science.
Oh,
Yeah,
That was the
Gotcha.
weird science roll
Gotcha.
to
Yeah,
allow
gotcha,
me
gotcha.
to
That was just me
actually
taking
make this.
drugs in front of
that is
everybody.
drug taking.
Holy shit.
So I do have to roll to hit
Yeah.
first, but
Someone's
Fucking
great at
All
taking
right,
drugs.
looking good.
Yeah.
I got the boost. So,
Yeah. Let's see that
Fucking Bane
damage.
taking venom, bro.
what is the basic damage of a punch? My strength die is a D6, so I know I added D6 to that.
Thomas, I'm gonna outsource the answer to that question to you since you
Mhm.
do a lot of punching.
Yeah, hang on. I gotta look at my punch.
Yep.
to see what it does. Okay, it's your strength score
Okay, D6. Yep.
is the D6, and then like I have special things that make my hands weapons, so I add extra damage on top of that.
It might just be my strength.
I think it's just your strength at that point. Unless Adam wants to say the hands of the suit are weapons.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But
Worth a shot.
Nice shot,
I
Sean.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find in the. Here we
I'm
go.
looking up
Personal
improvisational
weapons.
fighting right now. Oh no, that's a feat.
It might be in an index. Why didn't I think to check an index? Unarmed hero, page 141. No, that's unarmored hero. I am literate, I swear.
Meow.
Hello?
Punch? Is there a punch? There's not a punch. So I will just go ahead and roll my D6 strength.
Sounds fair.
I get +2 from the. It'll actually be 2d6. 1d6 for my strength, 1d6 for a raise on the fighting roll, +2 for the wild attacks.
Okay.
Oh, and then I get a wild die, so it's actually. No, I don't. This is a damage roll, not a skill check. There is an ace button at the bottom, which should allow me to make these dice explode. Not that it matters. It did not, however, add the 2 because this wasn't considered a trait roll. So it's a total of 8.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Do I Benny? I'm gonna Benny that. I don't like that. I want to see some dice explode.
Fair enough.
Greedy, real greedy. I love that.
Let's see if this works. There we go.
There you go.
That's what I'm
Almost
looking
got
for.
it again. Very nice.
Okay. And
Yeah,
that does include the 2, so it's 12 this time.
Excellent. Yeah, you Abigail realizing that she is underwater without access to her medicine bag and other various tricks, just fucking hulks out, and by the time the drugs take effect and she's able to swing, she bursts this thing's head like a piñata. and maybe hold on one second. Yeah, this cloud does 7 points of damage to both Abigail and to Joan. So I'm not looking at your sheets right now, but if
Is that through the diving suit?
it is.
Okay.
Is that
Yeah.
against their toughness? Is that how
It is.
works?
It is. So if your toughness is greater than 7, right, then you are not shaken, right? Neither of you have any wounds, so you won't take any wounds here, right? But if this gets through your toughness, then you are shaken.
Looks like my toughness is a 7.
Yeah, mine's an 8, but that's including armor. I'm not. Should I be including armor?
You should not be including armor in this.
Okay, then it's a 5.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, this seeps through everything.
So we're just
Shaken.
shaken. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just shaken,
Shaken,
but
not stirred.
right. Another.
I'm going to click this real quick. I don't know if this will apply, but I just need to remember what vulnerable does.
Mhm.
I don't believe vulnerable applies to matters for damage rolls, right?
I don't think so.
Just makes it easier for things to hit us distracted and vulnerable.
Yes.
Actions is actions, not damage rolls.
Mhm.
Okay. Got it.
All
Doesn't
right.
stack with the drop, but that was not an attack.
You don't see any more enemies. Franklin, please add yourself to the combat tracker so that when I go to the next round, you'll get dealt a card.
Okay. Uh,
Excellent.
Mhm.
Let's go to
ooh. That's
the next round.
Oh,
I don't like that.
Thomas Everett, Black Joker.
Yeah.
So
Ooh,
I do.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm down here at a 6 again, so
I saw like just a bunch of skulls, and then I just looked and saw the game master has 6 bennies. I was like, oh, he must have gained, I don't know, 6 bennies for something.
Yeah, I don't have 6 pennies. That's preposterous. But at the beginning of this turn, these clouds of goo just sort of float downstream. I'm going to do my best to be reasonable with these things, but as this is not an actual river, we're just going to have to trust my judgment on this. It does, however. Oh, look at that.
Looks like Friendly's getting a double dose of the goo.
well, luckily I'm on the surface in a boat.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
7
can
points of
see it.
damage
Oh, it doesn't
from
look
the 7 points of damage from the fumes coming off of this floating dark patch of water. Friendly. So if that
Okay.
passes your toughness without armor, because the armor doesn't count for this.
Yeah, my
then-
toughness is 5, so
So yeah, you will be shaken. All right. Thomas, you're up. What would you like to do?
I can't do anything about this goo, but it's also going away from me, so I like that. The water's murky. We don't see anything else. Is it murky to the point where like I like can't see the thing that Joan and them are fighting, or I can see
you've got
that?
about 2 squares worth of vision, right? So you can
Okay.
see Joan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't see the thing that Joan was fighting, and you can't see Abigail.
Okay, just want to get an
Yeah.
idea of what my limitations
Yep.
are for it. Well, I mean, we came down here to look. There's danger about. I don't want to go back because I see the goo is there for sure. I trudge my 2 steps forward.
Okay.
I mean, I would say I would punch something if I
Right.
immediately see it, but I
Right.
won't. I don't know that.
As you do, this guy is going to reach out for you. If you could make an athletics check for me. And if you
I
wait a
might
second, I'll tell you what shouldn't be too difficult for you. You just need to beat a 5.
a 5. Well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have any negatives to this?
I don't believe so.
Okay. It was just the spirit for the fear thing earlier.
Right.
Right. Yeah, because the thing is nasty and gives its own negatives
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I do beat a 5.
yeah. It reaches out for you and you just swat it away. Anything else for your turn?
No, it's out of my movement reach anyway,
right.
so I won't be able to dash or do anything.
Great. Franklin, what you have heard is screaming from Friendly, and if I remember correctly, there weren't any words. It was just panicked yelling. Is that accurate,
Mhm.
Friendly?
Yep.
Excellent.
Oh, dang. Okay. Those 2 are bound, so I guess I can go try to see if I can go try to find Friendly. I think that's what I'm gonna do for my turn as I leave. That's
Okay.
one. Now this is the hard part. I don't know where that is.
Well, I mean, here's what you do know, right?
Right.
You all planned together, right? And Joan, Abigail, Thomas, and Friendly decided to go down through this hole, right, to the water below, where they would all begin to explore underwater. Thomas, because he doesn't need to breathe, literally just started walking into the water. Joan
Oh.
Joan used some powers on herself so that she would be able to breathe underwater. Abigail used the diving suit, which was in the rowboat that Friendly is now sitting in, operating the bellows for. So you know that they are all now out either on or in the water somewhere. And so it is your
Oh.
choice how, if your goal is to get to them, it is now your choice how you would like to go about that.
With all of these roadblocks ahead of me,
Mhm.
I realized Kane would not do all of that.
Okay.
But I will look out the window and see if he's in the boat. I goes look check on him, right? Like if he's in the boat, I go
Okay.
see.
Right. Just to help you out, there are no windows in this room. In fact, there are no windows on this side of the building at all. Right.
Oh,
So your two, I think your 2 options, if you're trying to get to them, is to either go down here as the 4 of them did, or go out the front door and see
oh yeah, I'm
what's
going out
going
that
on out
front
on the
door.
water. Okay.
1, 3. Now, sorry, I got a cat. She's climbing on my desk. Uh,
Preaching to the choir,
oh,
I
the
know.
door's open. I can't. Oh, I, I think yeah. I'm heading on out. I'm using all my movement. This is it. This is all I got for you.
That's it right there?
Yeah.
All right.
Adam, I just want to note that
Yeah.
I forgot the can't swim hindrance.
Mhm.
Also means I'm at -2 for athletics checks in the water.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, yeah, -2 to the athletics skill when swimming.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not swimming. I'm just under the water.
Yeah, I think it
Just
still counts
walking.
though.
You think
Like,
so? Okay.
yeah,
Because it's -2 penalty to the athletic skill when swimming, but I am not
I feel like
swimming.
it's just because you're heavy.
Yeah, I think it's arguable either way, and I'm accepting anything you
right.
would like
I mean,
for that.
we can discuss it more after session, but I think for this session, I'm going to rule that you're still swimming or count as swimming. And the reason I'm going to count it as that is because if you were human and not a construct, like you couldn't get around the inability to swim feature simply by walking along the bottom of the river.
Yeah, it's all fair. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I think that,
I will.
yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make sure to be honest and be like, hey, I
Hey,
actually do have problems with
no,
this.
right. I appreciate it. But
Yeah.
if I remember actually just looking at the number for your athletics check, the -2 would not have affected your,
Yeah, that time wouldn't have affected it.
yeah,
Yeah.
would not have been an issue. Okay. Excellent. Friendly.
So I gotta see if I'm still shaking. As my free action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you get to do that at the start of your turn just by being shaken in the first place.
Ooh. I guess I'll spend a Benny to.
Great. And you can just uncheck
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna need to. So with my actions, I'm gonna need to try to heal myself. I've got an anchor in the boat. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to try to heal myself.
Okay.
I've got -2. Okay, well I get a free reroll luckily. Oh, never mind. I added another. It's fine. I added another -2. I forgot it was already clocking my wounds.
There you go.
Well, okay, so it's technically an 8 because I think I still had -2 clicked, which I believe is a raise. Am I? No, yeah. So it's 10 -2 is 8. I haven't been wounded before. I'm new to this, okay?
Right. Yeah, no worries. No worries.
So yeah, 8, so that's two wounds off of me, and I'm back to regular. But that's all my turn.
All right. Abigail, what is the plan?
If I've only got 2 spaces, well, I'm gonna start. I don't think it really does much or
Mhm.
costs me much, but Friendle and I had the plan to like yank on the hose to let me know that I want to be pulled out, so I will do that. I can't really see anything except this dark cloud of goo next to me, so I will move away from that. I'm trying to get to Joan, and I don't know how far I can go from the boat because of the hose, or if I'm just pulling the boat.
Well, yeah, I
Oh,
mean, the
wait, hold
hose.
on. Before I got to do anything, I got to
Yeah.
recover from being shaken. Whoops.
There you go.
Oh, shit, I don't do nothing then.
Okay.
You can still move if you're shaken.
I will move to there.
Okay. As you move to there,
And also in that case, I am not yanking on the
Gotcha.
the hose.
Yeah, this guy here is going to reach out and try and grab you. So if you could make an athletics check for me. And if you wait a second, I can tell you, got to beat a 4.
An athletics check, you say?
Mm-hmm.
That might be a little difficult. Why is that? Why is my own die a question mark?
Yeah, that's super strange. You're
well, whatever. I feel at this point to remind you that I have the trouble magnet.
yeah,
That is a critical failure.
yeah. Yeah, I think under the circumstance, not only are you now entangled, but it's going to pull you up over here.
Does
So
the
you're
whole boat move?
No, but like a shit ton of the hose that connects to the bellows is just immediately ripped out of the boat. You know, it was being pulled out of the boat at like a steady pace as Abigail was slowly moving along, but it now is just, 15 feet of it is just yanked out in no time.
That's it for me.
Great. And to be clear, right? Joan and Thomas, you cannot see Abigail or the thing that has grabbed her. Although, Joan,
Right
you
next to
can
Joan, like, grab
right. Joan, you have seen Abigail you saw it reach out and grab Abigail and then rip her into the murky water where you can't see her, but you do still see the hose, like in this square and in this square. And Thomas, similarly, you didn't see Abigail get grabbed, but you can certainly see that there's hose here and here for the diving suit, and then who knows how far further. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I might have caught, based on like the 2 squared sight line, I might have caught like a whiff of her before she just gone in the murk.
Yeah, that sounds completely reasonable.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. Yeah.
Yep. Joan, you are up.
Okay, I am going to just jet on through the water towards where I saw it. Oh, I have to my shaken.
Take it off.
Spirit, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, sweet. But yeah, I will run up, and I'm only planning on taking one action. But I'm gonna head up here, and when I see this thing, I will again swipe at it with my knife.
Okay. Yeah, roll that damage with a raise, please.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Good
whoa,
Lord.
whoa.
Jeez.
All right.
I don't even know what these.
Good Lord.
I think that's insane.
What is it?
What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
I clicked the damage button, and then I also clicked the plus the raise damage button. And
you should
I
only
think I
click.
might have done it
Yeah,
twice.
you should only click one of those, right? So in this case, you only click the plus damage button, and it rolls everything and the additional die because of the raise. But that's all right.
So
Yeah.
The raised die is the one that exploded 3 times. If you look at the first result, it was
Mhm.
a 1, the raised die then exploded 3 times, and its last dice was a 3.
Right.
So that
Yeah.
17 is the first one. Then it just did it like all again on the second one.
Right. And so I mean, it looks like we can call it 18 damage, right? Which really doesn't make too much of a difference. You slice this thing. There's 1, 2. Oh yeah, let me. Yeah, no, that's not going to cut it. All right. Yeah, you carve this thing up like sushi, put an end to it. Abigail, the arms are still wrapped around you, but the arms are no longer attached to anything. There
Sweet.
is a new cloud here.
Not so sweet.
Oops, that's not right. Let's do that. Yeah. 4 points of damage.
That is not enough to get past my toughness this time.
Excellent.
Yeah, not mine either.
Two. See, are you guys? I'm sure you're in. Yeah, you're in too. Okay. Cornelius, you are up.
Antsy and waiting for the affirmative to pull the lever. So
Okay.
At this point, I don't know if the lever would help much.
it's
I
it's
know.
the ripcord for if you guys are actually close enough and are trying to get out. I
Mhm.
have to stay here in order for
This
that
is
to
true.
work.
All right. Who's
Yo,
that?
who
Lord.
got it?
Yeah.
Joan. God damn it.
Joan.
Yo.
Hell yeah,
Oh,
getting
actually,
them
hold on a second.
pennies.
This guy.
Loa be praised.
Get in.
Joan is just kind of quietly crying to herself as she's just
Yeah.
jetting through the water, just executing these things. And it looks like she's not enjoying herself at all.
All right. I'm sorry to hear that, Joan, but it is your turn.
She just
Technically
looks around.
speaking, right. You can see Thomas. Technically speaking, you can't see this one over here, although it's visible to Thomas.
Yeah. I think what I do is come over to Thomas and see what's going on, and
Great.
then if that makes it to where I can see him, then I'd
Yeah,
leap
absolutely.
on it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you have no problem swimming through here. So go ahead and
Oh,
slice it with
click
your
that?
knife and do like 96 points of damage or whatever you've been doing with your fucking knife.
I mean, give that some time.
Yeah. So roll that plus die, and that'll roll the additional die since you aced.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I touched.
Yeah.
Okay, is it
Oh.
just me or are D4s just not showing up?
Yeah, I'm only seeing question marks. It's weird.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a Benny to re-roll that damage.
Okay. Oh Lord.
That's,
21.
I like that.
Yes.
Oh wait. Um. yeah, you slice this thing up really well, but you see that it is able to stitch itself back together almost as quickly
Ugh.
as you are slicing it.
All right. Well, that is it for my turn.
Excellent. Cornelius.
Hi, I'm here.
Yeah,
Holding the
okay.
lever.
Gotcha.
Somebody needs to.
Yeah.
Literally.
Thomas, anything for you?
Yeah, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Since we are underwater, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's less limitations about movement when you're in water. I feel like it's possible for me to easily like maneuver by and under Joan to get through her to here, right?
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that.
Right? Because like I mean, you're
Yeah.
swimming in a pool, you know, right? You move
Yeah.
around people all
Yeah.
close and easy all the time.
Yeah.
But you can't swim.
I can't swim. I mean, technically,
But that also means that you're,
just-
I'm up in the, I'm flying.
yeah, she's
Yep.
swimming, right? I can like get low.
Just pointing out the trappings.
Yep.
Right. So Thomas, as you go to pass under Joan, you do a little army crawl and then get back up on your knees and walk to the final destination over here.
Yeah, because these things are exploding, and I don't want to be downstream
Yeah.
from the goo.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Okay, so seeing as like I can maneuver under Joan, then I'm gonna move there and then also try to rip this thing apart as well.
Okay.
Okay, let me target you. Ooh, it's not great with a 5.
Though.
It's low. I know 6 does it, and I don't know if 5 does it. I'm gonna re-roll with a Benny since we've got
Okay.
some. It is better.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a monster.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Is better.
Just a
Okay.
34.
Just
no
casual
big deal.
34.
Just, you know.
Jesus.
No
Just
big deal.
casual.
Fucking
Okay, a little 10 on the razzle. Hit him again with the dazzle. Okay, feel good on the 12.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
fucking
Yeah, couple things happen. One, you beat this thing to a pulp. And we know what happens when you beat these things to a pulp. Let me roll my dice here. All right. That's 7 points of damage to Thomas and to Joan.
Oof, yeah, that gets me.
All right. In addition, you're within 2 squares there. So this guy,
shit.
that dude's defeated. This guy is going to reach out and try and grab you. Please make an athletics check, Thomas.
Oh,
And it's,
oops.
whoops, sorry. No, that was me clicking your thing, so you can re-click it if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, because I clicked
Yeah.
fighting by accident anyway, as
Yeah.
I was just bringing my sheet up.
It's 7 is the number to beat.
Okay, athletics -2. Okay, please.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah. Again, like this thing, it wraps a hand around your face. I think with the raise, it wraps a hand around your face. You are able to sort of duck out of that. As you do, it grabs the brim of your hat, and with your other hand, you rip your hat out of its hand and put it back on your head.
Excellent. I actually am not wearing the hat because I didn't want it
Okay.
to get lost in the river.
Oh,
but
okay,
but
great.
yes.
Great. Then that is what you see in your mind's eye as
Yeah.
you escape the grasp
Yeah.
of
Oh, thank God I took my hat off.
of this thing.
That thing costs $2.
That's a good amount of money these days.
Abigail, you are up.
I am shaken. Shabam.
That takes care of that, I
Hey.
believe.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah.
I need to get out of this goo, and I was walking this direction, and I'll keep walking this direction.
Just let me know what point the boat starts to get pulled.
I can see Thomas. I assume I cannot see this other creature.
Correct. I
Okay.
mean, you probably saw it flash out and reach for Thomas, but then it sort of floated back. So you've got a general idea of where it may be.
Okay. Then I will keep walking because I am on drugs and I am gonna punch a fucker.
Yeah, hell yeah. Get it.
I should have made this an attack because that way I could just roll damage. But fighting on drugs, go!
Nice. Love it. Oh boy.
Yes.
Yo,
Yes.
look at the melee crew tonight.
Holy
What the
moly.
hell?
It's insane.
Remember to roll the extra die for acing.
Yeah, so it's
Christ.
2 dice acing. Oh, I forgot to do wild attack. That's okay. I'll do it next time. Oh, no. Not doing that. I'll spend a Benny on the damage. I can do that because you can't crit fail a damage roll.
excellent.
It's not a trait
Yeah, you
roll.
can't.
That's marginally better.
Your form was impeccable. The
It's
follow
4
through,
damage.
not so much.
Yeah, okay.
That's just gonna ping. I'm certain.
Great. Yeah, 4 damage. It is briefly stunned, but seems to recover quickly as it focuses its attention to you, Abigail. Friendly, anything for you?
2 things. I'm going
Yeah.
to row the boat
Okay.
closer to the shore over here.
Great.
So like I could see the thing in the water, so I'm basically just gonna hard break skirt around
Yep.
it and try to get closer to the shore. The second thing I'm going to do is throw the anchor up onto shore.
Okay.
Because at this point, it's the easiest way for me to try to maybe catch on something. And yeah, I don't know how far I can move the boat, but I'm aiming for like there because I could see Abby getting. I think Abby is still getting pulled around at this point. I don't know that Abby's fine and has ran in.
Yeah. Just make me an agility roll for throwing that anchor. I just want to see if you catch anything.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good.
Yeah.
Whoa,
No problem.
okay.
No problem.
Yeah, it's mostly just the I now
Right.
need to not move and I need to be here for the
Right.
moment.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't necessarily leave the boat this way, right? But with you sitting in it, you
Yeah.
see the anchor's caught on a pretty sizable root, and that seems
Yeah.
good enough for the time
It's
being.
not super stable, right? It wouldn't be like enough to like
Right.
climb out of here, it's just enough to like stop here for a sec.
Right. I mean, you can stop here. If you were to climb out of the boat, like it's not like it would immediately, go downriver. It's just you wouldn't want to leave it this way and come back tomorrow and assume that it's still going to be here.
Like I still gotta be here doing bellows work.
All right. No, that's not a thing. Yeah, Franklin, what's up?
Oh shit, I didn't realize I could see you now. You can
Yeah.
see me having thrown the anchor onto a root.
If you were talking, you are muted.
I thought that was a fucking door, so I just oh, okay, yeah, I can walk through there.
Yeah.
Come outside. Friendly.
It's going bad. Get in the boat, please.
How the hell is it going bad?
We're gonna have to start pulling Abby here in a second. I don't know. There's
Okay.
a bunch of shit. Also, we can't get near that stuff.
What
It'll make
stuff?
more. It'll make more sense
Okay.
when you see it.
I'm gonna do a slight jog to the back.
Yeah.
Try
Love
to
it.
get it.
Okay,
All right.
can you take a on this bellows? My arms are getting fucking tired.
What the hell is going on? Where am I going?
Well, we're helping Abby breathe currently. That's step number 1
How are we doing that?
with this bellow.
What the fuck? Okay. I just go to believe you. I'll take it.
Okay. Fantastic. Let's see where we are in the next round. I forgot.
I feel like this is like 80% of their conversations when it's just
Oh
them
my
two.
God, you motherfuckers.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's
Oh
go.
Okay.
my
I'm in.
God.
I'm in.
I hate you
What
guys.
the fuck?
Yo, I've got.
I
Was that my second black Joker? Hello.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
Friendly got a red
And
Joker.
Friendly got the
Whoa.
red
Yeah.
Joker.
Holy!
Whoa. Whoa.
Lot
We
of
are
pennies.
don't
for
know.
rolling
everybody.
in bennies.
I don't know what to
My
do with all
God.
these bennies. I'm gonna be real
Yeah,
with
I
y'all.
haven't done anything yet. What am I gonna do with all this?
All
I'm
right.
just gonna start shooting that shit for no reason at this
And we've
point.
got to run that slot machine. We have got.
Nice. Very nice. I
Gambling?
forgot to do this last round. So
Clouds
give me a
moving.
moment here, right? Yeah, all these clouds got to move downriver, right? The ones that are all past you, it doesn't really make a difference. So I'll just
Yeah, but
these
there's
things sort of float on down, right? These things sort of float this way, right? Everybody's safe. Not a big deal, at least for now. Everybody's fine,
For now.
right?
Thank
Friendly,
goodness.
what is up?
I'm
Yeah,
going
Friendly,
to
what
the
is up?
front, grabbing the tether that the air is getting pumped through and just starting to pull it like a rope.
Okay,
This is
I
not
love
my
it.
specialty.
Right,
So let me know what roll to do for that.
right.
I could,
So
I
if
could help, man.
right, if I understand correctly, right, you're essentially just trying to use this to pull yourself towards Abby. Is that correct?
Well, at this point, if we're anchored, it's either pull Abby towards us or pull probably pull Abby towards us because the anchor will at least we'll probably go out closer to the cloud, and that's not great. But hopefully
Okay,
catch before then.
okay. Abigail, what is your reaction going to be when you feel tugging on this cable?
I'm fighting a thing,
Mhm.
so keep doing that. Like
So-
Abigail knows that she tugged and is like, "Hey, yeah, that's right. I definitely told him to pull me out.
Yeah, you did.
I sure did. But I'm doing my best to stay because I wandered into this thing.
Okay. Friendly and Abigail, if you could both roll athletics checks to see who wins this tug
Two
of war
D4s.
competition.
Let's see this.
Well, Abigail just took a bunch of drugs, so.
Well, no, it's
Oh,
still
yeah, I
a D4
forgot.
for my athletics.
Oh, I gotcha. Gotcha.
I'm about to say, I forgot they're doped up, bro. They're cheating.
Nice. Yeah, so as you are swinging, Abigail, you are dragged.
I don't reckon it's gonna be a while. Like
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna be
uh-oh.
only a little. I'm not strong.
Right. I mean, I would say, let's say 2 squares back that way.
Yeah, I am starting to pull. You see Franklin. You see Friendly is struggling. He's fucking
Right.
sweating. He's huffing and puffing. But yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Thomas, you are up.
Okay. I mean, that creature's definitely within my line of sight, but I am shaken. So first things first is to try to unshake.
Yeah, make that sphere roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll this. I'm gonna assume because I believe it adds my flat 2 to it. I'm gonna roll it and then check it to make sure it does.
Well,
Yes, it does.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. It looks like wait. Well, I don't know what the generic modifier 2 is, and
And
does
the
pulling a Joker give you
Yes.
bonuses?
Yep.
Yeah,
It gives
okay.
you
Yeah.
+2 to everything.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the generic modifier is
Oh no,
either.
because you
but
also have a Joker modifier in there.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I don't know what
Right.
generic is, but it's
But
got the
even if
2
it-
that matter.
right, even if we take it off, it doesn't make a difference. So
Yeah, we
we
made the
yeah,
shake.
we can
Thank
figure
you,
that out
Mrs.
later.
Swift.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I take my stroll, find a rock, and kind of push off it to make a. I'm basically like leaping
Yep.
underwater a bit. This is my best positioning. Is it? How do I not get gooped? Oh boy, I've seen the goop move. We're gonna go here. I mean, it's either here or next to it, and both are probably not great. So, okay. They're like okay. The chain is attached to their ankles are bound. Is that how the chain works on
Right.
these people?
It is. The chain is attached to their ankles. There's like a, we'll call it like a 5 foot length of chain and then some stone. And at this point, you've fought enough of these that what is happening, they can't move. They're chained in place, right? But because of the length of chain and the water, their reach is essentially 2 squares.
Yeah, they're like kind of like getting like moving with the
Right.
water current and like bobbing around is my
Right.
interpretation of it.
That's
Yeah,
correct. But
yeah,
they've
cool.
got no movement.
Okay. I was gonna think of like how could I use the chain to do something, but I think what I'll do is they might be they're certainly flying up above me or floating above me a little bit. I'm gonna grab the chain, grab the leg, just bring them down to me, and as part of the razzle dazzle, if I get them, is bring them down and then bring them like low, push them down, put a boot on the head, and then just pull so the head pulls away from the body.
Yeah, love it.
That's the Raz and the Daz. If I get them. Okay, 12 gets it. Okay, standard damage. Ooh, that's not great, but it is higher than 6,
it
which
gets
I
a
know
raise.
does it.
Yeah, go for it. Oh boy.
Okay, not my best, but it is 28.
Yeah, you are pulling and pulling, and that first, the razzle, you've sort of twisted his neck around and pulled his head, like you're pulling taffy, but it is still. I mean, the neck is maybe a 1.5 feet long now, but and some of the muscles have popped, but it is still attached. But with that dazzle, you are able to pull that thing off entirely, and the number to beat. Oh, look at that. Hold on 1 second. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. 12 points of damage for this particular cloud.
Definitely
Ooh.
beats my toughness for sure.
Yeah. And so, yeah, make sure you, shaken is, make sure, you apply shaken and however many wounds that inflicts, because,
You might have to soak.
Yeah, I would definitely have to soak. My toughness is 7, so and it's doing 12. So is it
That would be 1 wound.
one
Yeah,
one
wound? Okay, then I will attempt to. So hold on, I just had these up. Okay. Okay,
so
it's
that's a vigor check.
Vigor check. Okay. Each success and raise reduces. Okay, vigor. I'm not shaken yet, so we'll take off the -2 from the roll when we see it.
Oh
Well,
no!
Well,
well,
Everybody gets one.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad. Yeah, I don't know that makes it necessarily worse.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't.
Because I'm looking at the soak rules and it doesn't say anything about like a critical fail makes this
no,
bad.
it doesn't
Yeah.
get worse. It's just a
Well,
categorical failure.
importantly, because you are not using your armor for this vigor roll, because this damage has bypassed your armor, you don't suffer an infernal device malfunction, which you would if you were resisting
Oh,
damage from like a bullet.
yeah.
Right.
But
Shit,
because this
yeah.
is ignored your armor, that's the
Right.
crucial thing.
Whoa, oh.
Yeah. I also don't have
Oh.
infernal armor, unless we're saying my entire body is
Right.
infernal armor, which we
Oh,
have.
So
do you not wear armor?
I have leathered. I have it's like Indian hide, right? Native American
Okay.
yeah,
hide.
Never mind. Got it.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
I thought
Had
you
a
had to
shield, no
confirm.
longer has the shield because has gone for the razzle dazzle, the ambidextrous. I think given this critical failure here, what we will do, however, is just narratively say you've got yourself wrapped up in the chain as you've popped the head off of this thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, oh, actually, I did forget, or almost forgot, I should say. Also, yeah, this guy's going to reach out and try and grab you.
Oh, hell yeah. We like that.
Make an athletics roll, please, and you need to beat a 7.
Okay. I'm just gonna take away a Benny because I made the soak roll, which costs a
Mhm.
Benny. And then athletics 7.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, would you say my bounding in this chain is helping me or a hindrance to me?
Yeah, it is neither.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
right.
Okay. -2 athletics. I did not get a 7. I do have extra bennies. Let me see if I actually, he could take me. He could take me.
Okay.
He's getting me away from the goo, so honestly, pretty good.
Also, you can get rid of shaken at any time with a Benny.
Right.
That's instant speed.
All right. Yeah, so if you could just mark yourself entangled, that would be great. Because our man has got you. Oh, I gotta mark this guy fucking dead. All right. Joan, you are up.
Okay. After seeing Thomas head this direction, I will follow and see him
Yeah, you see him
entangled,
wrapped up
grappled.
in the arms of this thing.
Yeah, and so I will dash on over again and
You will thwart my plans by having your full movement speed. They understood. Got it.
and somehow these miracle rolls on my knife attacks.
Mhm. Yeah, roll that. This time normal damage. That's not a raise.
Are you
But that
shaking right
is
now, Joe?
Oh, I am shaken. I'll just spend a Benny to not be shaken.
fair enough.
What passions? I mean,
All right. Yeah, you. I mean, you've carved a big chunk out of this thing, and as you are familiar with, It's gonna do its thing. Oops. That's 6 points of damage.
Okay, back to shake.
Does not get me though, so I remain as I am.
Great. Abigail, you are up.
Alrighty, I am being pulled back. I know there's a fight, even if I can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
I know I told by yanking the thing, I told Frendel to get me out of here, but I'm going to play to my stubborn, and I am going to try to pull this boat along. I am going to get into a tug of war with an anchored boat, and this is probably going to end.
I love it. Well, yeah, let's see those athletics rolls from Friendly and from Abigail again.
Question: Can I inject myself before I do this?
Can I do more drugs?
That's going to be my only action. I'm not going to actually fight. Should I
mean-
even get to this other thing? She is just determined to get over there.
Yeah. I mean, you can thank Oni for phrasing your question as "Can I do more drugs?" And my answer to that is, yeah, certainly you can. Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Don't worry.
I need my weird
I'm
science.
pro drugs in this house.
Yeah.
I mean, categorically,
So that'll
drugs
put
have
my
done our
athletics up
party
to a
nothing but
D8.
good.
Right.
Okay. I think you got a good chance of beating me. Is the
Athletics
thing.
on the good drugs.
At the
Based
moment,
on my
we
D8.
still have enough slack that you won't pull the boat, but you will absolutely rip the rip the line from my hand.
What the fuck?
Okay,
Yes!
well, yeah, you're going.
Yeah. I mean,
Athletics on the good drugs.
you can
Okay.
move your full
My full
I-
4.
your full
Yeah.
4, right, with that. And you're correct, Friendly. You just
I'll do
feel
them,
the
yeah.
tube being pulled through your hands.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on. Let me go
I don't
a
even have a
different way
grip
because
anymore.
I do not want to get
Right.
into the goo.
Right.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I would have gotten in range, but I already said I was only taking the one action, so I basically get up
All
here in
right.
time to see.
No worries.
Why is my token sideways? Do I just
It's the
keep-
drugs, man.
do I
Yeah.
just keep refresh?
Yeah.
Whatever.
There you go.
It's
They slowly rotated.
Right. If you hold control and use the scroll wheel, you can turn yourself.
I did that a lot just for fun in
Yeah.
Oh shit!
this game.
Yeah.
I did
I
not
think
know that.
I think it's in there so that if you have a light source that is like a cone, you can then aim that
you
cone
can
of
make
light.
it directional. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. For
Yeah.
or for games where directional might matter.
Yeah, and if your token, you want to say I'm facing this way and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's Abigail.
Fantastic. Franklin.
Oh my god. Do we still have the line on the boat?
I mean, yeah, the line is still attached. It's just
Yeah,
it's
what
been fully ripped
Franklin,
from my
what you
hand.
have seen upon entering the boat, right, is you have seen Franklin like hand over hand, like slowly pulling this line, this hose that is going into the water that leads to this diving suit. Franklin is hand over hand, laboriously pulled in like 7 to 10 feet worth of it. And then there's a brief pause, and like 20 feet just get ripped through his hands as it flies out of the boat.
Yeah.
I don't even have my hands on it anymore.
Right.
It
Okay.
fully got ripped out.
Okay. I'm very arrogant. I feel like I am stronger than a good amount of people. I am not. But I have a D8 in athletics. I'm gonna try to
Arrogant versus stubborn. Here we go.
So so you would like to try and pull this hose and pull Abigail back into the boat.
Yeah,
All right.
they must
All
be
right.
dying down there. That's what's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
seems obvious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just
okay.
got yanked.
Something is taking her.
Right. Yeah. I mean, at the rate that hose got pulled, it was
Yeah, that was
probably something
crazy.
that grabbed her and is pulling her deeper into the
Yeah,
water.
You got a big fish on that line.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys get it. You understand.
Yeah.
It's a 5. I want to roll a Bennett because I just have so much extra Bennett. Work with me here. Okay, I'll just take my 5 and leave.
All right.
Stubborn win.
Yeah.
That woman is too strong for her own good.
At this point, I've
Yeah.
like got you around the shoulders. We're like both pulling back against it.
Right.
Be
You're
real
both pulling
friendly.
back against it, and then the slickness of the hose, both of you just fall back on your backs into the rowboat as you are unable to get this thing to budge at all.
Friendliest sister might be dead.
I'm so sorry.
No, we're gonna get it.
I am so sorry,
We're gonna
Max.
team after it.
I assume that you are still keeping vigil over the lever to move this chain.
Oh, I'm loving it here, actually.
Okay.
This is great.
Fantastic. Great.
You're not being attacked by anything.
Yeah, I am so safe right now.
All right, here we go.
Oh
Hey,
my
we're
God,
the
the fucking
Jokers.
beast is first.
Joker.
Yes.
Whoops. I forgot my guy.
Fuck.
Let me get him in here.
Ooh.
Yeah, all right. Finally.
Oh,
I
right.
got beat by a letter.
Oh, he's dissociated though. He doesn't know what's
Let
going on. He's
me-
like not even in it.
Let me move some of these. These don't really make too much of a difference anymore. They're going down here. Just going over here. Yeah, I think that'll. I'd want it to get you, but that's not fair. So we'll just move those past you. All right. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Oops. Excellent. Yeah, Abigail, you're next up. How about a D6, and we'll just go. I'm just looking at who's next to this guy. Thomas is 1 and 2. Joan is 3 and 4. Abigail, you are 5 and 6.
Bring it on.
Okay.
Oh my god.
It is important to note, however,
Mhm.
with the increase in my fighting die,
Mhm.
my parry has gone up. It's like half your parry.
yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
How is that calculated again?
I think it's
It's a calculated stat. Here, okay. Derived stat. Parry is 2 plus half of fighting. So my parry is now 5 instead of 2.
Okay. Which is going to be important because this thing is. No, that's not great. This thing's going to try and grab you.
Okay. Oh, so that's athletics, not a fight.
And the
Oh, you
number
got
to beat
this. You just
is
so pumped
a
up.
6.
you just wrestled the shit out of both of us. You
No,
got this.
I do not succeed.
All right. You are entangled.
Okay. I can check that.
Is Thomas also still entangled?
Yeah. Has
Okay.
you in one arm and Abby in the other.
Hate it.
I can't move, and I'm vulnerable as long as I remain entangled. Okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually prevent me from...
Yeah, it doesn't prevent you from doing things, but
Right.
no
Okay.
movement, and obviously being vulnerable.
Okay.
All right. You are up.
Well, if I'm going to be vulnerable, I might as well really be vulnerable. I am going to make 2 attacks,
Mhm.
both of which will be wild attacks. I'm just going to punch this thing.
Yeah. Love it.
We are doing wild attacks, but we are making 2 of them. Hit set. I hit roll.
Okay.
That's a 9. I assume that's with a raise. I don't know
Yeah,
what they're fighting.
that is with a raise. So
Okay,
let's see that damage.
To doot these ace. And oops. What in the hell is going on here, game? Damage. Ugh. It's only 7 for the first one. Oh no, no, I already. Yeah, it's 7 for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I need to up my strength. Why am I not taking more drugs and upping my strength?
Yeah.
That's okay. I will make the second attack. Drugs. It's not saving any of my choices, and that's a little frustrating. But yes.
All right, let's see that damage.
That is also with a raise, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. That's another 7.
Okay. Do you want to tell us what it looks like as you murder this thing?
It's got me like it's grabbed onto Abigail, and in a fit of drug-induced just strange ferocity, she just does the like bring your hands together in a Captain Kirk above your head and just bam, blam, just down over and over. Just
Yeah, and amazing. And as you do
pieces
this,
bending and falling off.
yeah, and those pieces that are bending and falling off and viscera pouring out of it, it creates another cloud. This one not as bad, only 4 points of damage.
Hey, safe.
And Abigail will stand there like Hulk flexing and screaming into the suit, but nobody can hear it because
Just a real muffled.
Yeah. There might be a weird echo coming up out of the bellows
Yeah.
for Brendel.
We just hear shrieking.
Right. Yeah. In the rowboat where Franklin and Frendel are righting themselves after toppling over from losing this tug of war, they just hear whale calls coming out of the bellows.
You are certain she's dying right now.
Yeah, no, she's dead if we don't do this.
All right, Franklin, you are up.
Start pulling.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I will not resist this time because as far as I'm aware, we're okay.
Well, now I kind of want you to.
Actually, no. You know what? I will resist because every time I've thought these were okay, we have not been okay. So
There's more river.
there is a
We
lot more.
We can't fight the whole river.
You're
Watch
going
me.
crazy.
You got to beat an 8.
I have a D8.
You got this.
I got a. I have bennies to blow, man. I'm finna get you. That's a 6. Oh. You know what? I don't care. You got it.
Okay. Yeah,
I
this
still got
one.
5, bro. What
Right.
the fuck?
This one's close, right? But this one's close, but everything, everyone stays in their current position.
Franklin rolled up fucking sleeves and everything, trying to do.
Okay, I push past Franklin.
Why don't y'all assist each other or something?
Well, because he's arrogant and I'm desperate. It isn't going well.
Yeah,
I can't now ask him for help after failing one time.
in the boat, there is just panic amongst these two, thinking that Abigail is being eviscerated underwater and meeting a murky end. And so instead of applying any logic to the situation and working together, they're literally climbing over each other to fight to try and pull you back into the boat, with no success from either one of them.
The two Stooges.
Anything for you, Cornelius?
Nope.
Okay,
Nothing different anyway.
gotcha. Thomas,
Am I still entangled?
you are not. You are no longer entangled. The same goes for you, Abigail.
Okay, I will roll my spirit check.
Yeah, hell yeah.
My spirit is strong.
Hell yeah.
Okay, let me untangle. I'm close to Joan. I'll look at her and Joan. Thomas points at you and gives a thumbs up, checking to see are you good?
She nods. Her expression is very sullen and morose, but she nods that she
Okay.
was okay.
And refresh me on the magic thing that you've done. Do you physically look different?
So it changes her personality a bit, and some of them can change appearance. This one specifically causes her to just be constantly crying.
Well, I can't see that because you're underwater. So, okay,
Like tears in the rain.
like tears in the rain. Seeing as Joan is good, Abigail is obviously fine. I will take my 2 steps of movement to get away from the goo, and see if there's anything further in.
Okay.
That's me.
Joan, what would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna try to not be shaken.
Okay. Sounds like a good plan.
Golden.
Sounds like an effective plan.
All right. And then I'm gonna, I think, just follow Thomas this way and see what's going on.
Great.
Fast.
Yeah, fantastic. We are going to end combat there because as you explore further up the river, what you will find is that while there are other stones and chains and body parts, none of them are in intact enough shape to make any actual attacks against you like these 6 did. As you sort of swim back, now knowing what to look for, you can actually see there are lots of rocks and chains along the bottom of this river. You also
We've just been
notice,
attacked by the youngest of them.
yeah, you also notice that these things just continue to float their way downriver based on where everybody is and the way I imagine the currents would go. I think everybody's pretty much safe. So we'll just say, I'm just going to move these things down here as those of you under the water just notice them sort of, drift off sort of with the current. But, once they're 10 feet or so out of your view, you don't see them any longer. Whereas Franklin and Friendly, you watch these discolored patches of water and the foul stink that is coming off of them all float downriver.
I am still frantically pulling on the line.
I will
I'm just gonna see how
allow
bad I do.
Yeah, with it clear that we have no more
Mhm.
undead to worry about, Abigail will get out of the water finally.
Okay, and so you're just allowing yourself to be dragged back to the boat.
Yep.
Got it.
I will walk towards the boat. I will make it easier.
Fantastic.
I'm telling you, she's dead, friendly. Give it up.
Nope. She is not. She is not.
That's great. When Abigail puts a hand up over the edge of the rowboat and starts to pull herself in, Franklin is like, "It's a zombie," and goes to shoot it. Like, but yeah,
Real and true.
well done, crew. You have successfully defended yourself against these sunken corpses. What would everybody like to do now?
Get out this fucking boat.
Joan will just start kind of swimming back through real quick and
Mhm.
see if everyone's all right. Make sure there's nobody lost or hurt or anything like that, and
Mhm.
just investigate the bottom of this place a bit while I'm able to just swim freely and
Mhm.
breathe and see if I find anything interesting down here.
Cool. Make me a
I had a
notice roll,
similar
please.
thought
Yeah.
to Joan. Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't you both make me notice rolls?
Though I'd be much more slow about everything I'm doing.
All right.
It's a lot
Damn.
of dice. Damn.
Oh boy.
Holy
I'm being
moly.
methodical, slow and methodical.
Whoa.
Holy moly.
God.
Okay. Wow. Let's say the following. Both of you notice that there are portions of the riverbed, and as you're searching around the river banks, where the ground itself seems to be bubbling, and not quickly, but it seems as if the land itself has been affected. You also both notice that there's a fair number of dead fish, as well as some fish that have mutated, and they're not large enough to do any real damage, but they are aggressive and do have grown teeth that are certainly too large for the fish's body. Thomas, on the additional raise, I would say you made a particular point of trying to track how these various clouds of viscera moved through the water. And as such, and retracing your steps and looking around at all of these new discoveries, you're fairly confident that the places where the ground is roiling and there are pockets of either dead or mutated fish are areas where these clouds have touched or passed through.
Gross. Cool. After I imagine, that takes like some amount of time to do so. I'll
Yeah,
find a wall and
Mhm.
like just climb my way up and out.
Great. I would say, yeah, for Joan and for Thomas, that does take a decent amount of time. Let's check in with Abigail and Friendly and Franklin and Cornelius as to what they're doing while the two of you are continuing your search along the seafloor.
First things first, the second Abby like gets the helmet off, I am like trying to like see very clear, trying to see if you are hurt. Friendly looks incredibly panicked.
Oh, just there is a frantic moment of get this off, get this off, get this off, get this off.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Are you are you his glove starts to glow slightly.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Why
Okay.
didn't you move the boat like I was asking?
What? You asked to get back to get to I just point at Franklin.
What you pointing at me for?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. There were some I don't know what you would call them. They were I suspect the cadavers of the poor people that were skinned alive. Their corpses were still
Yeah, what
chained
was
to
the
rocks and trying to grab us. It was
what was the thing that made
horrible.
me cough, and I think I still
I
got some wet
expect
in my
that's
lungs,
the
but
I suspect that a lot of that is simply the collective decay being contained
no.
and let out as we fought them.
Waterlogged viscera.
All right. If you want to hop out here, I'm going to go hitch this back up to the hook so it doesn't float downstream. Can't-
As Joan like climbs out of the water, you see her like make like the sign of the cross and then kiss a little necklace, and her tears start to dry up, and she kind of regains her demeanor.
Huh. Kane, would you
You
mind
alright?
throwing me the
I'm like,
the anchor?
shit.
Were you asking me to throw you the anchor?
Well, I was asking Kane, but
Can't go walk off.
yeah, anyone will do. Just so I could take it around.
I
I take
suppose I can try.
But,
What you need the anchor from underneath?
Well,
Why
no, I
didn't
need
you
the
ask
anchor
me
from a.
before
No.
I
It's not down there. It's over. He like
It's hooked
points to a
on
room.
this stump here. Joan will kind of grab it and try
there,
to tug and see if she can lift it.
there is definitely a moment of staring at the anchor and slowly turning to look at Frendel, but just
What?
saying nothing.
Well, so in my defense, I got hit by some of that stuff, and I was coughing. You want to stay here with me, or you wanna get out that way? Because hey Cornelius, I'm bringing the boat. The boat. We're gonna hook it up, and you pull me up.
alright. Alright.
Lock back in bed.
But yeah, I will make sure the boat is essentially anchored where it was, and then ride the hook up.
All right, fantastic.
I don't really want to leave it completely moreless because whoever's like next in this conveyor belt is gonna be like, wait, why is this boat here? Let's go check upstream.
Once Thomas has climbed up and out of
Mhm.
the river, I'll meander my way back over. I'm looking for Abigail,
Okay.
wherever she ends up being.
Can you roll a d6 for me as you're doing this?
I sure can. D6. It's a 6.
Yeah. Water is pouring out of you for the next 60 minutes.
Hell
Whoa.
yeah. I was actually gonna make a goof about that.
I love it.
When I find Abigail, Hey, Doc, but my voice is a little garbled as there's water in me. I think something messed around on the inside. I'll kind of pull a little plate to the side as some water leaks out, some plants, a couple fishes fall out.
Yeah.
But I am wounded. I do need repair.
Yeah, okay, let's go inside. I'll see if I can siphon some of that out, I suppose. I'm not sure what to do about the fish.
I wouldn't eat it either.
Oh no, after we've been in there, not a chance. You have my repair bag, right?
I thought you carry your repair bag.
Yeah, but I went down in the suit.
Oh, well, all my gear is inside.
Okay. Well, perfect. We can go inside then. Okay, let's see. The repair will take an hour or so.
Has anybody got any means to help dry me off a bit? They gotta have some towels or something in here.
I couldn't I could do it quick with magic if you'd like.
I would appreciate that very much.
All right. I can use elemental manipulation to pull water out of her clothes,
Sure.
which will require a roll. Hooray! It's fine. I've got 7 bennies.
Yeah. Yeah. There you
Okay,
go.
I'll ring you out.
I'll
That's
ring you out.
literally 10 pounds lighter. Incredible.
Amazing.
Cornelius, everything go all right here?
Here? Yep. No more dead talking. Yep.
Good. You're lucky you weren't down there. It was pretty gross.
I didn't want to make it sound as if I were coming off as rude, but y'all did come up looking pretty terrible. Everyone all right? All said and done?
In the end, I think so. We just the corpses we found down there. They um, were not done fighting, I guess.
They were animated, undead.
But were they anchored or were they free roaming? I'm worried that the planted seeds are these bodies that are meant to walk the bottom of the river and sort of pop out.
I
These are
mean, it
definitely
seemed.
the planted seeds, but they were
Mhm.
planted. They couldn't wander. They
There
were
was
trained.
also sign of, corpses that had been planted longer ago that had just decomposed further. I think. I mean, isn't it that this is the place? I thought this wasn't exactly where they dispose of the bodies, but isn't this where the people go to willingly die this way to then get skinned into the things, and this is what's left behind?
Well, they don't skin them here, so I
They
think
do
this is where
something
they
in that
dispose
blood
of.
room.
Yes.
Maybe they do skin them here and ship the skin elsewhere and just take the corpses and put them under. They use the rock and chain to anchor them down.
They were saying that the folks walk off the carriages and then walk in and then don't walk out.
Mm-hmm. So they're alive when they get here.
I want to verify with Adam that we interpreted that right because I feel like at the beginning of session you corrected a little bit of that, and that they're only processing dead bodies here?
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
They're only processing flayed bodies here.
They don't
Nope.
flay them here. They are getting the skinned
Right.
bodies here and
Okay.
throwing them in the lake.
Right. Y'all have had a lot of great investigative roles and great questions. So to try and help clarify what sounds like is some confusion, right? They only process flayed bodies here. Flayed bodies are not the same thing as dead bodies necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Fair point.
I mean, a man don't just walk around without skin. Something is done to them.
You mean you're right. They're skinned alive. I guess it sort of maybe matters for the ritual that they remain alive for as long as they can.
How do you keep someone alive that long without skin natural like?
Well, unnaturally.
Fair point. Well, whatever was down there, we've ended that danger. The ground, however, is fouled. Who knows if it will ever recover, or maybe we'll be long dead by the time it does. Also, don't eat the fish.
We about ready to consider our route to Jefferson.
Well, we got time to decide, that is.
Um, we also still have this insane guy here.
I didn't think we had terribly much to be concerned about with him, but I see your point.
He's just hugging his knees and crying at this point.
mhm.
Perhaps we give him a fighting chance. Bind him and leave him out in the rocks.
That guy, as I'm pointing at the guy crying.
We ain't committing no murder that way. But
He
we
murdered
ain't doing him
everybody
no.
else.
He's at our mercy now. There's a difference. But this way we also ain't doing him no favors.
I mean, if that makes sense to you, I guess it's beyond me. He's literally mentally broken, as I can tell. So putting him outside, I just feel like it's just kind of cruel, more cruel than what we already did.
I mean, we
What?
can
What?
leave him here if
I-
we're not gonna, unless we're gonna burn this place down with him in it, which I think I heard someone say something about burning it.
Did someone say something about burning it?
I did
I don't
say we
remember
should
saying
burn
that.
the place, yeah. This ain't no mill no more.
Never really was. Place isn't set up to haul grain. This is built for this purpose.
Okay. So we're gonna burn this down.
Might as well. Probably actually for the best.
All right. Y'all tell me what y'all want to do with this man here.
I put forth a suggestion, but the floor is open.
I can't help but be mindful of the thought that that he is a hellhound, branded and all.
Mm.
But my better judgment, my personal feelings ought to be we try to give him a chance outside. I sort of favor Thomas's suggestion.
I say we, point him towards the door and, run that way if you want to not be here anymore and go find his way from there.
I'm amenable to that as well. Though I'm not a huge fan of it, but if we want a man to die with dignity, we could put a gun in his hand and he could duel for it.
I feel like that's not unreasonable. I'll kind of look at Franklin.
Y'all want me to put one of my guns in his hand so he can shoot back at me?
I'll give him my gun.
You can go do him.
I'm not that good of a shot.
He's also got his own gun.
Right. So
Hey, we ain't
he hasn't-
talking to you.
That's so funny. I do got my own gun, guys.
I got my own gun.
Hey. It's y'all idea, right? Put your life behind it. Why should I duel for your sake? If I wanted to kill him, I'd just shoot him in his head right now. He ain't gonna stop me.
I think Sean's just giving us the opportunity to pointing out we have an opportunity to engage with the mechanic we've not yet touched in the game. But
Yeah, I
you
feel
have
like
a
this is like
very
not a good time.
yeah, no, you have a very reasonable reason to say
Yeah.
no.
Also, this guy is not really the picture of sanity.
Yeah.
I honestly think giving him a gun may not help.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Apparently
It's not
he
a
has
great
one.
idea. It's just an idea.
Right.
Here,
Well,
I feel like our best option is if y'all want to subject him to the wilds of outside, we just send him outside.
All right, let's send him outside.
Are you taking him outside or are you sending him outside?
yeah, I think we
I'll
yeah,
take him outside.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I fuck with him a little bit as before he leaves?
He's tied up. Assuming you're keeping him tied up, you guys can do whatever you want.
I'm a whisper some. I'm gonna whisper something about those like wolves that bit the fuck out of us earlier.
He tries to bite you.
Mm. Okay. Now can I shoot?
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Are you just going to dispatch him right here?
Oh yes.
All right. Yeah. After this discussion, Kane shoots him and kills him.
Fair enough.
Ooh, y'all saw that, right? Saw that? Everybody saw that?
All right.
Well,
he
saved
he
me the
did.
trouble.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that Abigail and Franklin have walked away from everyone else since I was taking this guy outside.
Usually,
I think we all still hear a gunshot.
Yeah.
True, true. But at that, right after the shot, it's just Abigail saying, well, you saved me the trouble, I guess.
you see? Right.
I think there's a noticeable wince from Cornelius, but kind of the shrug of, well,
Yeah, there's just like silence in our room as we're like, huh.
yeah, Yeah.
Not a lot of good options when
Right.
dealing with this type.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we all kind of made the, well, if it happens, it happens. Well,
Yeah. Look, they did some real foul things here.
yeah, it was gross, bad.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Real bad scene. I do need the doc to roll my repair check though.
Yo,
Oh hell yeah!
Still
Yo.
got
Oh,
it.
yeah.
so good.
Huge.
Hell yeah!
That heals 2 wounds.
Right. Is able is able to tilt you in the appropriate direction that the water drains out twice as fast. So
Hell yeah.
Thomas, lift your foot. Lift your foot. I put a plug here just for this reason. I put a
Oh my god.
You did what?
Amazing. All right, what's next, crew?
Okay, there was we had thought about there being food stores here. I mean, people are living here,
Mhm.
right? Our idea was to like make use of any food that was here, so we don't have to like carry
Yeah,
as
that's
much
not
weight.
yeah, not a problem. Yeah, you can
Okay.
feed yourselves if you would like to just for the sake of bookkeeping, if you want to restore uh, like rations or bacon, there's a couple days worth here, so probably more than that. But I can't imagine that you guys need more than that in your gear list.
Do we? What time is it? Because we got here kind of early, didn't we?
Mhm. Yeah, I'd say this is it's probably mid afternoon, maybe 3 p.m.
Okay. Do we want to? I mean, I don't know how anyone feels about it, but do you want to stay the evening here or get on the road and camp somewhere on our journey to next?
Yeah, I guess that how hurt is everybody else? How much rest y'all needing? Because we don't precisely have to wait until you guys are well rested to head out. But if that's something we need to do, we can.
I mean,
Give me
I'm not hurt at all. I'm very low on power points, but that's about it.
How do you get back PowerPoints?
I
5
don't
per.
know.
It's 5 per hour of rest or meditation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Okay, so how long would you need to be good?
5 an hour. That'd be like 3 hours to get to like 8 to get to full.
Hmm.
I guess 2 hours would get me to 18 out of 20, and that's fine.
Yeah. All right. So I mean, 2 hours puts us like early evening, still some daylight if we want to get some travel on. Or again, or I don't know if you guys want to stay the night here and then move on tomorrow.
We might as well do that
I'm okay with that.
given the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is
I'm
a
all for burning this
fortifiable
place.
place.
Yeah, we can
Oh,
stay out here.
okay. In the morning, we burn it down.
Yeah.
All right. I remember we were talking last time about where to go next. Initially, we were gonna like go to these mills, but since we found where the source was, there was the idea of like cut off the head of the snake,
Yep.
right? And then
Mhm.
if we feel the need to, we can go to the other mills after. What are our thoughts on that? I'm good with that as well. I
Yeah, I
like the
like
idea of either, but that sounds good.
I like hitting Jefferson and then cleaning up on our way back through if we feel necessary.
Hmm. Yeah, probably does feel a little necessary.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
they're
still
not
with
going to know
Thomas
into
that the
anything.
yeah.
Right.
I'm still with Thomas that the other 2 of these mills that we know about should be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that that is correct, but I don't know if destroying them before we get to Jefferson.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
I,
okay,
I'm,
yeah,
I'm still for going to Jefferson first.
cool.
Yep.
Especially because, and I like we still don't know why they are preserving post offices, but they are, and like I said, that's a network of some kind. Like it's entirely possible that l- the longer we take to get anywhere, that whatever they are, whatever system they are trying to organize may be closer to being completed. I don't know. We just still haven't gotten that piece yet. I don't think.
Yeah.
One thing I will point
Oh,
out to try and clear up any confusion that might be a result of me not being clear. Um, what you've learned so far about cities that are being burned down and post offices in those cities that are the
it's
only
not. That's
buildings
not
left
the
standing?
Hellhounds. That's the Black Legion. That's
That's
the
that's the Black Regiment. That's correct.
Yeah.
Black
It's not the
Regiment.
right,
Jesus.
not the Hellhounds doing it.
Yeah.
Black
Damn
Regiment.
it.
That's the zombie Confederates and Union. The zombie
Yeah,
soldiers.
zombie
Yeah,
Civil War soldiers.
Civil War soldiers.
which is possibly some like don't do a war crime rattling around in their weird dead
Yeah, I
brains.
remember talking about that. That maybe there's like somewhere an allegiance to like that's an object of the federal government, and but who knows? We definitely don't know
Yeah,
why.
not in the slightest.
Okay, so what is our destination then?
Jefferson,
Jefferson, and that's where?
New Mexico.
New
Right.
Mexico.
It's about a day and a half ride east of where you are currently.
Okay.
It's just outside, just east of Santa Fe proper. Excellent. Let's take 15 minutes. Let's take our break. Take 15 minutes, and then we will begin. Well, then we'll engage in some arson and head on out to Jefferson.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so we are back. I believe the plan was to spend the night here, engage in arson in the morning, and then head on our way to Jefferson. Is that accurate?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
nailed it.
Excellent. Anything you'd like to do before you burn this building to the ground?
I don't think so.
Yeah, nothing really for Abigail
I guess
either.
make sure we've done a full sweep of the building, but we have, I believe.
Yeah, you absolutely
Yeah.
have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I think we add Brendo's body to the pile of dead men in the blood room.
Yeah. Love
Before
it.
we go.
Yeah, as you ride off the early morning sun at your back, along with a blazing inferno of the quote Red River Mill, unquote, which was no mill at all, as you all discovered.
Well, the river was red that
The
day.
river was red. A little more so once y'all were done with it, but perhaps, well, at least in the immediate term, you have put an end to that.
Yay.
Well done. Yeah, you've got a day and a half ride. I think. Oh, where am I? Abigail, I think you were the last one to do a roll for random encounters while you were traveling. So Cornelius, if you could roll 2d12 for me, that would be awesome.
Sure thing. Say 2.
2d12.
Okay. There we go.
Excellent.
Woohoo.
Not long into your travels, probably a couple hours, it starts a steady, heavy rain.
Damn it.
Yeah, which little unusual for these parts, but it s- stays pretty steady for a couple hours, and it's a sort of a gross, muddy little trip or stretch of the trip. But other than that, it's pretty uneventful. Um, you only need to make camp once. Um, Anything y'all would like to discuss um, while you are making camp for the evening?
So does anybody have an actual plan for tomorrow and what we're doing about it?
What? What do you mean?
I mean, we just going in and you guys are killing everything, or we gonna try to sneak, or
I mean, I think we ought to do basically exactly what we did today. Or, yeah,
sounds fine to
earlier.
me.
I think as we're out to observe if we can.
Potentially learn more if there's someone with more information to talk once we get there.
hmm I think we all we mostly prefer if we can it would be not necessary to kill folks. It's probably gonna be, but hoping that it's not gonna happen.
I think we've been operating all right so far. You know, we're defending ourselves as need be.
I reckon it could be worse.
I actually had a different topic of conversation. I've been pondering it a bit. Joan, you've been doing some odd things lately. I mean, amazing things, but odd.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
I mean, you were moving through the water like you were born to it. I didn't know you were that good with a blade. You all should have seen her. It was like one of them fancy restaurant chefs.
What?
I mean, if it had been a sword, she would have been Joan of Arc.
Who?
You're
I
Catholic.
don't know every white woman in the goddamn book now, do I?
Some
That's fair. She's
woman.
not quite
She
in the
ain't
book.
in the book.
Then how the hell would I know her?
Kind of important.
She's kind of
To
famous.
who? I don't know that woman. What she do for us?
Died.
Like Jesus?
Yeah,
I'd like Jesus a lot, but I don't really know her.
that is why they killed her. Basically,
Look, was she like Jesus 2.0? Like what happened?
they yeah, they
No,
sort of what they
I,
were saying. Anyway, yes, yes.
mostly it's because
Short
she was
answer.
like a teenager with a sword.
Y'all are like y'all are talking about the importance of Jonah Arc to a person that has never went to school before.
Right,
It's like,
but
yeah, you're
whose
Catholic.
father
You
was a
know.
Catholic priest.
I don't think Joan of Arc is like the main thing a black preacher will be talking about.
No, but would probably know who she is.
He
Yeah.
would, not me.
Yeah. That is what Cornelius is discovering.
So I don't know. I was
Anyway,
just like, yeah.
I mean, I understand your concern. This is not something that I've been forward about, but um, Thomas, I know your memory's not always great. This is something that you and I have spoken about before when we were younger. Um,
we
it's
have.
just this is something that that I learned to do whenever I was much younger and did not really keep up and it hid away for a long time. But um, it was something I had confided in you about. And above table, Sean, I haven't actually said anything to you. I meant to, but this would be something that in your childhood you, if Thomas remembered, would potentially
I think it
have
fits.
recognized.
I think you nailed it. Of the like, your memory isn't quite as good. Um,
Hey, as that was something that when we came up in like session 1, that spooked the shit out of me just now.
I,
But I
I
mean,
would have.
it's kind of what I was doing the other day. I play cheval for a spirit that 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 rides in me and provides some aid and support. And, sometimes they're kinder and sometimes they're not.
Well,
So you told us that you learned it like prior to like murdering your husband. So this is like childhood thing.
I grew up as a fairly poor woman in,
Hmm.
kind of a more rural area near Baton Rouge, and um, uh, I spent a lot of time learning things that were strange or interesting or peculiar, and this was something that uh, really stuck with me, and um, it's. I was
Yes.
raised, French Catholic, and um, the largely with the lower the spirits, they're kind of similar spiritually to a saint, praying to them, asking for power, and um, sacrificing in their name, and that kind of thing. But it's something I kept hidden. My husband never knew that I did any of that, and um, maybe suspected it, but didn't really matter in the end.
feel like I would have remembered you talking about conversing with spirits.
Well, I didn't talk much about it, but it's not something I was able to really keep hidden from you at the time. But um,
Them folk were, I mean, they're dangerous.
What?
some of them are dangerous, some of them are helpful. I mean, the same can be said about people with any type of ability or power.
Yeah. I know y'all talking about a person's religion right now. This is like
I do.
Just
okay.
saying, my ma and pa always told me that they were dangerous.
Who?
People that practice such things.
Oh, right.
But I never know anybody that done it.
Because why would they tell y'all?
I
Fair.
mean, the ill perception's a large part of the reason it, you know, it's not really something that's talked about a whole lot.
Why you've kept it private till now?
Pardon, are you asking why I've kept it secret till now?
Just sort of affirming, just that as you've stated, the social repercussions being a good reason to not speak about it often
Uh,
or
I
freely.
um I don't know how I feel, especially about that being the reason why you ain't tell us. We got one man made of metal. I am classified as a murderer, totally straight up. He also does magic, and you
My
also do
history is
magic.
mine to decide whenever I tell someone who it is. I have my own reasons to be reserved about what I share about myself, and you have been
Um,
informed at this point. So, I,
But
I do have a like point of clarification. Loa, way I heard it is basically like angels and demons, but different name for some of that. So are you talking to good ones or bad ones or like middle ones?
I kind of give Frendel like the craziest look.
it's a good
well,
question.
during the time we've been together, I've invited two spirits to assist me. One of them was very good at fighting, and was kind of mean. One of them
Oh,
was
that one was
very
mean to me.
sad and very good at swimming. I mean, whether you want to decide which one of those is an evil power and which one's a good one, that'll be your call, I suppose.
No, it's mainly like, are they telling you to do like good or
They
bad?
aren't telling me to do anything. I'm inviting them to share my body, and but I do not lose control of myself.
I think
I
it's
mean,
pretty spectacular.
I
it
appreciate that, Mr. Everett.
it didn't bother me when you got kind of mean on that one where you made the man scream real good. But is that like
That, that didn't bother you? What do you mean?
what
You
the
see what
being?
happened to the man afterward?
Well, no, that wasn't like great. I'm saying I wasn't bothered by the being mean, but the being mean when you didn't feel like you wanted to be mean and it made you feel mean might mean it's that they're doing more than giving you stuff you can do.
Well, yeah, I mean, they um, become a part of me. I'm influenced by their emotions, and um,
Um, I hate to potentially kick a dead horse, but Frendel, in interest of appropriately answering questions about power, I recall asking you precisely the same question.
Yep.
Um, and unfortunately, you didn't actually not give me an accurate answer either.
What was the question?
I had asked you if you were aware of the literal source of the voice you answer to, and if you were aware of its intent, and you said that it did not precisely matter because it was only asking because you were able to do good things with its power regardless.
Uh-huh.
I would
I
like
mean,
to just present that
well, no,
given
because
that
what
it would
I asked
appear
her
very
is
few
if it's
folks.
asking for anything, and it's not. So I mean, then you're doing good with it.
Just that it might be valuable that those of us who have within our ears uh, other voices, that we're all mindful of what it is saying to each of us and how we can't hear each other.
Okay.
I hear you all just fine.
I mean, I don't mind laying it out again. I don't hear any kind of. I call it a voice with many voices because I hear it hum sometimes, and but it's not like I don't get told you got to go do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. I guess if I do get told, I don't mind sharing because that feels like that'd be a big deal.
Right.
as far as what I'm doing, I'm speaking to specific spirits who have power over a domain such as the water or um, Urzuli Freda, femininity, beauty, Baron Samedi. Uh, there are different spirits with different purposes, and I bid them to assist me, and if they do, then that's beneficial. It is, I make offerings and that kind of thing, so it is the case that I am offering to them as well. It isn't the case that I'm asked to do their bidding, however.
Oh, so you're like trading, but then borrowing.
It's the I'm not going to say it's the exact same thing as praying to the Virgin Mary to, but it's very similar,
Yeah,
especially with the particular Louisiana voodoo is a kind of a it's not quite the same as like the Haitian voodoo and the other forms that it
I mean,
grew from.
I watched you do something. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody who like prayed to a saint of a thing and then do it. So that is pretty neat.
It's more or less it. I mean, we were speaking about Joan of Arc earlier. That's a figure with power as well. That if I can find a way to call upon or make an offering to, that's another potential ally.
Wait, you're saying that you could let Joan of Arc
Oh, that'd be pretty
take
cool.
over you?
I'm not saying I can. I'm saying it's within the realm of possibility within the faith that I view.
I wonder what she could do.
We're gonna need to get you a proper blade.
What? Okay, just we got 2 out of 3 of them. Cornelius, like I can't remember if you told us or not.
I am being asked to do things, but I don't know what they are. I'm hearing that there are specific things that can or ought to be done in the wilds of the West. And it's
It's the thing that
precisely that reason that I'm cautious of folks who also are given opportunities with these creatures.
uh, is the thing talking to you necessarily good or bad? Like what's going on there?
The thing I know of it to be selfish.
So leaning towards bad. But I mean, it hasn't like asked you to hurt any of us or anything. So
He shakes his head no.
if it
Well,
did, could you tell it no?
Not precisely sure. And I wouldn't be able to know until it were asked.
I mean, okay, then I guess different. Like you would try, right? So it's probably fine.
Sorry, I'm making sure I understand. I would try to not.
Yeah,
Cause you're
you try to say
certainly
no.
not. I am someone who wishes it were the case that violence did not have to occur anywhere, and being a part of it aches me every night.
Yeah.
But is just as we have clarified many times, a tragic necessity of the wilds.
If that thing asked you to like do stuff, would you be able to warn us?
Don't really know.
I mean, I guess that's not a bad like agreement for all of us who are getting powers from other places. Like if you think it like is gonna make you do anything bad to somebody, maybe just like let everybody know.
well, of course, Cornelius ain't gonna do nothing bad to us. They've
Yeah.
been watching over us for this whole time.
I mean, that's why I'm not that worried
What
about it.
the that I don't think that's a fair way to think about that. You just of course he won't because he hasn't.
You could shoot us all right now, and you don't.
Yeah, you could probably
Yeah,
shoot
but
us
nothing's
easier than
possessing
that.
me. That's something outside of them. Right? Am I wrong for thinking
I
that?
mean, but hold on, but maybe it's not like possessing, right? Because like I'm not possessed, and I mean, I guess Joan is.
Mine is explicitly possession.
It's
Okay,
trans.
that's an
it's trans-
exception.
it's
Y'all,
Jones the
transparent.
y'all,
exception to the
I have,
discussion.
That's a consensual kind of arrangement.
yeah, there's nothing controlling my autonomy. Yes, I
Yeah,
could shoot you
may
all,
either.
but it wouldn't be a default of something else.
I'm just saying that
What's the exact wording of the stubborn edge? Hold on, or hindrance? Hold on. A second.
I'm just saying that Cornelius is our friend and ally, as we all are allies to each other, and we ain't done nothing to harm each other yet. And I don't wager we will.
I did punch Saint once.
Yeah.
So there is that, but that was fully my own decision.
I think we've all had the thought.
Okay, hold up. Who wants to do it right now? Now, if y'all want to fight me, let's do it.
I don't want to fight.
I'm not finna
Win.
fight you. I'm finna shoot you though. So that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I
Yeah, I
don't.
mean,
I can't think of any possession that would help me not be killed by a bullet.
I don't
is there
think any of
anyone
us
really
are
good at dodging guns?
As the evening rolls on and everyone has a fun time joking with Franklin about whether or not they should engage in a midnight duel. And I
Y'all think I'm joking? I am dead ass.
Well, I think that initially, Franklin, you are certainly serious. I like that. I think everyone sort of catches on, but I think as the evening rolls on, and there's each of the other members of this traveling party take a turn at talking about, oh well, I don't know, maybe I could last in a duel, and then sort of like even you sort of catch on that, oh no, like they're just having fun and figuring out a way to pass the long evening. What do sleeping arrangements look like?
Sleeping farther away from everybody again. Hey yo, you're welcome.
Excellent.
I feel like I usually sleep in as close to the center as I can.
Ha!
Okay.
Like the exact opposite of that. I like to be around people.
Right.
Well, if I sleep too close to you guys, I fuck up your guys' sleep.
Yeah. Well, and mechanically speaking, right, that's no longer the case. I mean, we can still roll with it narratively, but we are once again below critical mass now that
Right.
Franklin and Joan have been rid of that particular hindrance.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
I think there was something in the hindrance about being close, so I've been like I try to keep a separate room and that sort of thing. But yeah, we're cool. Good.
No, absolutely right. Yeah, I mean, you have removed yourself. You've dealt with this hindrance a long time. You know, and have traveled with these people for a decent amount of time. You know, particularly out in open spaces like this, the right amount of distance, right, that you need to ensure that everyone else still has an opportunity to get some sleep while you wrestle with whatever demons you are wrestling with in your sleep. How about everybody else, just so I can get a sense? Who's anybody sleeping in the coach, or is everybody stretching out around?
I will
Nobody's
sleep in
sleeping.
the coach. I'm not sleeping in this building. Fuck this mill. I wanted to burn it down and then leave.
Oh no, I'm sorry. The mill's been burnt down. You're a day into the trip.
Okay. I'm sorry. I missed that aspect.
No worries. No worries. Yeah.
Then no, yeah, I'm happy to sleep wherever.
Okay.
I'm gonna sleep a little ways away from everybody.
And Thomas, I presume you are slowly walking in circles around the location.
Slowly walking in circles. I think a low fire, right, to keep certain wild elements away. And I this far south and whatnot, just keeping an eye out for like not actual rattlers, but like rattlesnakes, snakes,
gotcha.
you know,
Right.
those
Critters, right?
Yeah.
Great. I appreciate
rattlers run. Everybody run.
Right. Everybody run as you all awaken and you're 30 feet in the air in a rattler's maw.
Shout hello.
Right. There is nowhere to run to. No. For everyone except Cornelius, the evening goes by without issue. Cornelius, you have the normal trouble sleeping. I think at some point during the evening, you hear a familiar voice simply say, "Selfish, Master Cox. Hi. I don't know if I should be offended or not. I'll certainly keep that in mind next time you ask for some assistance." Other than that, morning comes. You continue on your travels. I would say you approach up at the crack of dawn. Unless anyone's going to try and linger, you're up as the sun rises. You continue on your journey. It's probably, we'll say, 11 o'clock as you reach the outskirts of Jefferson, New Mexico. You know this because along a well-worn trail, you see a wooden sign that has engraved into it, "Welcome to Jefferson." There's underneath that it says population, and that area has been scratched out, so there's nothing there anymore. And then painted over the entire sign, it just says "Run." As
That's an
you,
ill omen.
well, funny you say that, Thomas, and perhaps this is related to Joan's comment that your memory isn't always the greatest, but you have shared with everyone else, but you have an inkling as to why this sign may say "Run." In the Tombstone Tatler, Jefferson, New Mexico was the subject of a story about a town where the dead climb out of their graves every evening and rebury themselves at dawn. Whether or not there's any accuracy, you do not know, but that flashes in your mind as you ride past
As
the
we ride
sign.
past, flashes in my mind. I say, because I did forget to do this.
Mhm.
I'm now glad that you said something. I just kind of like speak a little louder. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention it. I saw the name of this town in the Tombstone Tatler I picked up for Daniel. Apparently, this place is overrun by the dead.
What?
Well, that's
Yep.
good to know, I guess.
Don't worry, we're picking up speed now.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's a complication.
It's just funny papers.
We've seen the dead walking, Thomas.
Yeah, but there were also stories about vampires in there, so
We also
Those
saw
are
the dead
real.
swimming.
if vampires is real,
I
Far
mean,
as
I
I
assume
know.
so.
There were werewolves in that book we read.
Wait, werewolves
At
are
this
real?
point, ain't nothing false until it's proven to be.
That,
Everything
that
exists until we
that's
know
not
it's
how
not.
that's not how truth works.
Well,
From a scientific standpoint, that's
from a superstitious standpoint.
And also, like, where are werewolves keeping their hair when it's not like where's it come from?
Hell,
They
if I
just
know, it
grow
just
grow
spread
it
in the
every
book.
time. It's new hair each time.
Grows
They
it.
don't keep it.
Yeah,
How do
Cornelius
they-
didn't let me read the werewolf book the page that much.
How do they get
My
bigger?
mom says she saw when she was a kid, but that would have been a long time ago, Ireland, and they might look different here.
Hey, Cody,
Whoa.
go fuck
Mm-hmm.
yourself, right? For the where do werewolves keep their hair? Like, if you didn't already have 6 pennies, I'd give you another one. But instead, I'm telling you, you can get fucked for that.
That's one of those.
Even
That's
better.
one of those fucking stealth thinkers. It's stupid as shit. You're like, oh god damn it.
Right.
Yeah, I just keep bringing us into town as we talk about what various supernatural
Yeah.
entities do and
We're
don't
all
exist.
coping with the tension by
Yeah,
doing
and
this.
and
instead.
as you do, and
I'm coping with the tension by pulling out my shotgun.
I think werewolves are kind of cool, actually.
excellent.
Oh, if you say that, Cornelius will tell you that werewolves are fucking cool because in Irish mythology, they are friendly spirits who take care of their communities, and it's a cool fucking thing.
You see, I told you, I knew it. I could sense a good person.
Yes, if only we were in Ireland and not the west of the United States.
I see a guy from Ireland the other day.
Was it a werewolf?
I don't know.
Well, then it doesn't matter,
I mean,
does it?
you wouldn't know,
Oh.
would you?
Yeah, you see, look, I couldn't tell. It wasn't the dead of night.
I mean, okay, per that truth thing, I like that, but it also means that like anybody could be a werewolf unless we know otherwise.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
Golf it up. Who's a werewolf here? I think it's cool if you're a werewolf. Just trust me.
I already spilled my secrets at this point. Okay, I don't think I've got anything more. Well, no, yeah, I don't think I have anything else.
As you are riding into town and discussing various supernatural creatures, their likelihood of existing or not existing, and which ones are perhaps positive or negative, might have your interest at heart or might look to put an end to you. You notice a few boarded up buildings, a few little shacks, and a couple more clearly abandoned. As you ride into what you assume is the town proper, you see a modest but well-built church. Doors clearly nailed shut with additional boards, windows boarded over. A general store that has not met as kind a fate. Windows smashed. Riding past it, you can clearly see that it has not only been abandoned, but whatever was left has been looted at some point. And most everything in this small town is at least abandoned. Some of the buildings properly shut and closed off. Most either just abandoned or in some degree of destroyed and looted. The only building that seems to have any activity is the inn. Golden Furrow Inn. Um, it's not a lot, but you can hear some noise coming from there as you ride by.
In the interest of being here to look around, are we looking to be speaking with the potential locals, or should we just? Thomas, where are you taking us?
Right here, the horses need to, the donkey needs to eat.
All right, asked and answered.
Yeah. You're able to stop your cart. There's a little trough with very little water in it, but enough that the donkeys can get something to drink at least. You'll have to feed them out of your feed. Um,
Mm, Well, this ain't gonna do. I'm gonna go in and see if they got any water we can get. These things have been riding.
I mean, are we gonna treat this place like it's just a normal place to be, or
I mean, we'll ask them what what things are going on, what things are like. If there's people in there that know what's going on, we'll be good to learn something.
If they don't shoot us right away, then they probably ain't in on it.
You can go in first.
I not tip my hat to you, ma'am. uh, I head on in.
yeah. What you see as you enter along on the right side, once you walk in on the right side of the door, there's a little desk with no one manning it. There are some cubbies behind it that, just being familiar with inns in general, you assume correspond to whatever rooms are upstairs. Along the left hand side, there's familiar tables and a bar set out. You don't see anyone behind the bar either, although you do see three people in that sort of common area. There is one individual playing solitaire um, at a table. Also at that table is a woman who is asleep with her head resting on her arm on the table. And there is a gentleman at the far end of the room throwing darts, although just at the wall, there's no dartboard.
Classy. um, Look around and did you say someone was at the? Like, is there a? There's a,
No one's at the front desk.
no one's at the front desk.
The three people in the like sort of bar area are the only three people that you can see.
Uh, Pardon me, folks. Just looking to see if y'all know where there might be a well to get some water for the mules.
Dude doesn't even look up from his solitaire game. Says, "Yeah, there's a well out back. We just don't get many people traveling through these days, so don't see any reason to pump it proactively."
Hmm. All right then. Thank you kindly. I'll head back out the front door to rejoin my fellows. Wells out back. Ain't nobody at the desk, but I don't know, maybe one of them inside works there. I can't really tell, but there's a well out back. I'm gonna get some water for our steeds.
All right.
Man, place is pretty nice.
I'm gonna kind of look around the street to see what other kind of town landmarks are visible.
Sure. Make me a notice roll.
Sure. Cool.
Yeah. You are able to ascertain pretty quickly that this town is a half a step away from being completely deserted.
Um, when like seeing people actively leaving, or just that there is just not
You do not
anybody in the
you
roads.
do not see a single human being. If you don't walk into this inn, you don't see a single human being as you're roaming around.
Okay. Okay.
He said, "Human being? Are there werewolves and vampires walking around?"
These are the real questions we gotta ask.
Yeah.
It is straight up the Monster Mash in the middle of the street.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for clarifying.
Right.
At least, as long as they're dancing, I'm cool with it.
No.
Yeah, they're having a good
I
time.
mean, the only people and the only sounds that aren't coming from your all are coming from inside this inn, inside the Golden
Okay.
Corral.
I'll kind of make the remark of like, this place quiet, really too quiet.
Oh, oh. Well, coming here to make noise or something? Like, we just gotta go in there and talk to them anyway.
Yeah, I get. Does anybody want to like keep watch out here?
I'll do that.
Considering.
All right. All right. We'll leave Saint out here and go and talk with some locals. Question mark.
Okay. Just so I know, who's staying where? Who's going inside?
Cornelius,
Joan.
Friendle. Okay.
Frendel, Joan. Thomas is getting water for the mules.
Yep.
Saint, are you staying outside?
Yep, staying outside.
Yep. Abigail?
I will stay with Thomas.
Gotcha. Great. Okay. Yeah, y'all head inside and no one takes any I should say Joan and Cornelius and Frendel, you head inside and no one takes any immediate notice of you.
I'll kind of gently clear my throat to see who within the room would give us the time of day if we were to come and ask questions.
Yeah, the individual playing solitaire, again, not looking up from his game, but just says, "There a problem?"
Um, we, I'm terribly sorry. We, as we're traveling through, heard of some strange occurrences, in the city, and we're wondering if any of folks maybe know a little bit more about it, at all. I'm kind of trying to allude to the zombie problem, I
Mhm.
suppose, but like I plan on being nosy later.
Okay. Well, again, our the solitaire player says, "Well, huh, that's putting it lightly. Giant graveyard up yonder hill about 3-4 months ago. everything start crawling out of it, making all sorts of noise and racket, scaring every living thing till everybody run off. Everybody but us.
What's
So
keeping you folks here?
ain't got no place better to go, really. All my spent every last nickel I had trying to build a life for myself here. Just
I'm sorry.
can't walk away from it. And we get a wagon or two every 3 or 4 weeks.
Is a local governance offering to aid y'all?
Local what?
I don't know, county or state offering any assistance?
He chuckles. No. Everyone just wish we go away.
The wagons coming in, the shipments you're ordering, or someone's charity?
I don't ask no questions. They drop a little coin, drop off a little whiskey, leave some rations on their way out. It's enough to keep the three of us here.
He nods.
It ain't so bad, really. I don't. Whatever's rattling around up there, they don't come down into town.
Any you seen them?
No, I leave well enough alone. They can stay up there, and I'll stay down here. Seems like a fair deal.
Is it certainly undead? Or dead walking?
Truthfully, I don't know what the hell it is. I heard plenty of people say that's what it is. Plenty of people go up there, try and investigate, try and clear it out, come back saying every manner of thing crawling out of the ground. Me, I ain't never been up there, so I can't say for certain. I just know whatever it is, scare most of this town off.
Well, I do appreciate your time, and I'm sorry for you and your company's loss.
Hmm. Good.
I'll kind of look around for a second and say, wouldn't happen to be offering rooms to stay here by chance?
Not my end. Just go grab one that don't have no stuff in it.
Ha ha ha! Um, I'll go upstairs and look around, and then as we're kind of reconvening, um, recount that these people appear to be the literal locals of the area and some mysterious force, which we can presume to potentially be like hellhound. Cornelius assumes to be hellhounds. Is helping keep these people here so that less. I would assume less nosy people coming through. At least that made sense to me. Um, uh, but that we have space to stay here for a bit, and they gave us a little bit of intel that there's weird noises that may or may not be the living or dead.
Well, let's I think set up camp here, and we can investigate the living and the dead, or whatever's going on there, and potentially just wait until one of these shipments arrive and ask some questions at that time.
That's a good thought. Guess we were taking up a room. We can take up rooms here.
Yeah, I mean,
for now.
there's plenty of rooms if everybody wants a room.
Yeah. What are we thinking, Joan? I think that's a solid plan. Do we want to just stick with that? Wait for shipment to arrive?
I don't have anything better, so
Yeah.
I am good with that.
Okay.
That and then when it's nighttime, go looking around.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo it up, because if something supernatural is happening and it's however it's being interpreted,
Mm-hmm.
but it is happening at night, then we are a more informed viewer of such things than
Mm-hmm.
most.
What time of day is it right now?
It's about noon,
Yeah.
Oh, no, okay.
and it's quiet.
Have you returned with the water from the well?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would have waited for you to get back before I talked.
Didn't know if something happened.
Right.
Nope.
Right. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think once the horses and all, is there places I can put these wagons of ours and all?
I mean,
There's plenty of space to do
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. There's plenty of space to
Yeah.
do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for like a stable house, you can see maybe 4 buildings that they're all in various states of disrepair, and any one of these 4 might have been a stable house at some point. It also could have been somebody's house. Like, that's how bad the town's looking at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just whatever's close to the inn.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, it was fun enough,
Tie up the mules, leave the auto cart there.
Tie up the mules. So are they expecting one of these shipments soon?
Don't really know. They say come about once a week. Is that right, Adam?
No, once every 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh shit. Well, okay. No, I'll say that.
Well, we get an idea of where all the strangeness is happening.
Up the hill.
Up the hill.
And then probably in the ground, so maybe like a mine or something. That one, I guess, wasn't. That was just an inference, but
Not a bad one.
on account of Stacy Smith is the hole, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can check the town if we're trying to burn daylight. Otherwise, we can just go take a look now.
I think I'm gonna go ask about Stacy Smith, and then I'm gonna go do that.
Okay.
I'll come down with you.
The card player shrugs and says, I don't know nobody by that name. Have you checked the graveyard?
That's a good idea. How long has it been since y'all have had a shipment, if you don't mind my asking?
Oh, I don't know. 8, 10 days maybe.
Okay. Do you have any idea what direction the shipments are coming from? Or I know you said you don't ask much questions, but they come in from, Santa Fe direction, or?
I don't know. Sometimes they come from the north. Sometimes they come from the south. Caravan rides in. They do their business. Whatever that is, it's up the hill. Then they're on their way. I figure they're bounty hunters or something.
Well, say, fella, what's your name?
I'm Al Bumbry.
Well, Mr. Bumber, it's a pleasure. I'm searching for more questions to ask, but I mean, is there have any of y'all been up to the up the hill? I mean, during the daytime when it's supposedly a little less dangerous.
No, I ain't got no interest in going nowhere where there's reports of undead roaming around.
Well, Mr. Bunbury, I think that's probably why you're still here and the rest of the town ain't. So, kudos.
He tips his hat. Thank you, ma'am.
Say, y'all got some coffee around here?
A fellow says he'd like some coffee. Well, that's funny.
I don't suppose I get the joke.
I'm sorry, man. You don't. We don't get lots of shipments of goods around here, man.
Okay. Well, I didn't know what kind of supplies these caravans were dropping off, you know. Coffee seems like a caravan type possibility.
Yeah, maybe enough for a day or two.
Mhm.
Got some hardtack.
I'll pass, thank you.
Basically, coffee.
But I don't think
Huh.
I suppose you could see what happens if you chunk it in some hot water for a while, but
Huh.
That wasn't Kate. That was Franklin saying that, by the way. I just thought it was funny. What the fuck? Oh my god, calm down.
Okay. Well, do we want to go check out the hill now, folks? During the day when we have light?
I think that's probably a fairly good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Especially if something does happen in the night, because like, then we know that something looked different.
Right.
It's like, well, we can't say for certain it's supposed to be glowing. It might do this during the day and we just didn't check.
Okay. As you walk,
I,
we'll call it. Yeah.
Can I make an offer to these fine folk
Yeah,
before
certainly.
we head out? I'd like to address the room above and ask, now, which one of you fine folk would like to make $5?
The Al Bumbry, the dude who was playing solitaire, right? This is the first time he puts his cards down and he just sort of turns in his chair to look at you. The woman who was asleep on her arm at the same table startles awake, says, $5. What I got to do for $5? But you can't hear what else she's saying because the feller throwing darts almost knocks her over. He's like, "Shut up, Alex." What can I help you with, sir?
Well, it sounds like each of you is game. Tell you what, I'll pay each of you $5 to look after our cart, make sure our animals are well kept, and when we get back, there'll be another 5 in it for each of you as well. I don't rightly care which one of you does the work, but know this, I've seen your faces, and if anything happens to our belongings, I will hunt you across this grand land.
The dude who was throwing darts and the woman are both in your face, and the dude has taken his hat off and is holding it in both of his hands in front of him in sort of a humble way. She is just grinning ear to ear at you. Al Bumbry has turned his head and gone back to playing solitaire and mumbles something about, I don't want nothing to do with nobody's business.
All
But yeah,
right,
you've got 2 takers.
you two are it.
Yeah,
I give them each $5.
Yeah, they each take $5 and head off to whatever location you point them to. And yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on your cart and animals and various stuff packed therein.
Good
On
use of
this
$20.
Everett LLC.
Here's the thing. I really hope our stuff is still there when we
Yeah,
get back.
yeah, that is not a guarantee we keep on
Yeah.
track.
Yeah, I
You
mean
gave them
they can.
$5.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can. We've left all of our stuff with a collateral of $5.
Yeah. I'm
But
like,
we'll
it's the
see.
thing of like, like you give the homeless guy money to watch your car, right? And
Uh-huh.
like they
And
take
he
care of it.
probably will, yeah.
Yeah, they watch your car. They'll like take care of it.
Yeah, there's
Just-
nothing bad that could ever happen in this.
Yeah,
Just-
it's not always a dream scenario, but
Just
No,
for
right.
shits and giggles, Thomas, make me is there even such a
Car
thing as
on
an
brakes.
intimidation check, or is this just
Yeah, no, there is.
yeah.
I literally
Yeah, there's
specialize in it.
yeah.
yeah, I think there is intimidation.
Yeah.
I took a whole edge for it and everything, man.
Uh,
Okay. Okay, I don't have that, so this is an unskilled attempt. I'm
Yeah.
talking to people, so it's a -2.
Great.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
hey,
Okay.
okay. Oh
It's
my
a,
god.
it's a one. Hang on, I got Benny.
Oh my god.
I actually need like 4s or something big on the whole thing of it. Okay, that's a 3. Right, I got Benny's.
Okay.
Oh my god, you're a fucking punk, man. Wait, hold up. Why do you have another -2 as well?
I have because I'm a robot man.
Mhm.
All
Talking to people, they don't like me.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
trying to help you out. Is that I could do?
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's do the following. Like, they've got to go outside to see this. They're definitely going to see Franklin. Franklin, make me intimidation roll.
Hey, you know what? I can use these bennies for something, guys.
I mean, all your role is going to be a judge of, since you haven't said a word to him, right? It's really just helping Thomas out. So he's either going to get a +1 or not.
Hey, I got you.
Yeah. So,
11.
I think doesn't with a raise doesn't it give it +2.
I believe so. Yeah. Okay. Great. I have the information I need, unless
okay.
you're re-rolling, Thomas.
I will roll again, sir.
Yeah.
Will I get the +2 to this roll because now, like he just rolled, or is that the +2 to the one I just
right.
made?
I'm going to count it towards any of the rolls since you're using a Benny to re-roll these, right?
Okay.
And you can keep using a Benny, right, as long as you want, unless, of course, you make a critical failure.
Right, critical failure, or I'm out of bennies, or I
Right.
stop,
Right.
rolling for it. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a it's a one. I got one more Benny, folks. It
Okay.
only
Oh
gets
my
better.
god.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, that's a 5 with the plus
Okay.
2. That's a 7.
Okay. Yeah, I have the information I need. All right, thank
Okay.
you. Excellent. So you guys are heading up the hill?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. What you notice without any difficulty is the following. As you walk, we'll say it's in the southwest corner of town. There's a little trail. You can see from the southwest corner, there's a sizable graveyard up this hill that looks like it's maybe 15-minute walk or so, maybe less. As you approach it, you can see there is what you presume to be the shell of an old church that has been burned down. There's virtually nothing left of it, but you can just tell from the footprint and the location and other context clues, like that's what a building that has this sort of foundational footprint this close to a graveyard would be. Furthermore, as you start looking around, it seems pretty clear. I don't know, 75-80% of these graves look like they've been freshly dug, which easy to clock is a little weird considering there's 3 people in town. Everybody make me, yeah.
Thomas, didn't you say they put themselves back in the ground every morning? Is what it was reported in your newspaper?
That's what the story says. But they just stories.
Yeah.
Everybody make me a notice roll real quick.
I'll spend a penny.
Same. This will spend at least one.
Fuck it, I could shoot for higher. I got so many left over, man. Oh, that's it. That's all I got for you.
Did I crit fail? Oh my god. Okay, well.
You fall into a grave.
Twist my ankle.
Family Guy bit where you grab your knee.
Classic Cornelius.
Yeah,
Always doing that bit from Family Guy.
You guys are roaming around for looks like it's 1, 2, for about 90 minutes, right before Joan and Friendly stumble across a headstone on a grave that also looks like it has been dug recently. The gravestone reads, "Here lies the scoundrel Stacy Smith, as good a place to take a piss as any."
Oh my god.
God, that's a fucking bar.
And that is where we are going to end session this evening.